Head coaches readying their squads in this important MAC crossover battle today. Tim Lester, Western Michigan. Mike Jinks, Bowling Green. Welcome inside Dwight Perry Stadium, everybody. Legendary venue here in Northwest Ohio. Western Michigan's Broncos come in trying to stay perfect in the MAC as they tangle with the Bowling Green Falcons. Hi, everybody. Great to see you. Welcome to our broadcast booth. Michael Rega, my partner, Dustin Fox. This Western Michigan offense is very prolific and explosive. Dustin, we're going to hone in on the running side. They're third in the MAC, almost 200 yards per game. And then their dynamic duo of Levante Bellamy and Jamari Bogan, they're a load for any defense.
Yeah, they really are. And we talked to Coach Tim Lester this week, and he called them thunder and lightning. They are very complementary in the backfield. Levante Bellamy leads the entire MAC in rushing. And Jamari Bogan, he's pretty good too. Second all-time in Western Michigan with touchdowns.
Yeah, combined with quarterback John Wasik, 4 of their 6 football games, they've totaled over 500 yards of offense. Now, let's stay on that offensive theme with Bowling Green. This is a football team. Defensively, they struggle, but offensively, very prolific as well. Running back Andrew Clare, wide receiver Scott Miller. Dustin, they've got to make big plays for BG.
I think Scotty Miller's been here for like 20 years. This guy, all he does is make plays on the outside, goes over 2,000 yards for his career. And Andrew Clare, this young running back, last week against Toledo had 3 touchdowns, all explosive chunk plays. If they want to stay in this game, they're going to have that high-powered offense on tilt.
Yeah, both those high-powered offenses capable of lighting up the scoreboard. We could have one of those today. It's Western Michigan in Bowling Green. A lot of brown around Dwight Perry Stadium. Let's go on ESPN. Hey, how about the football gods, huh? Hey, they got Maction in mind. They love Maction on a homecoming Saturday here at Dwight Perry Stadium in Bowling Green, Ohio. Great to have you along on ESPN+. That's Tim Lester, one of the former record-breaking quarterbacks in Kalamazoo of this Western Michigan program. So there's one of the alum, Dustin Fox, that has come home to run his own football program he played for as a head coach.
A couple more in the conference. John Bonamago, former Chippewa head coach, or player I should say, and obviously Coach Tim Lester doing a great job. Mike New. Tim Lester, heck of a football coach. There's Mike Jinks, head coach at Bowling Green, year 3, trying to get things rolling here. Been a tough couple of weeks for Coach, and I'll tell you what, this game, a victory here today on homecoming after, again, the last couple of weeks, I think it'd go a long way for trying to establish what he's trying to do here at Bowling Green.
Yeah, and listen, you called it last week, Mike Jinks and Bowling Green. You know, that's a very explosive offense. They hung around, gave themselves a shot against the Toledo Rockets. As we take a look at Rico Fry back in the deep spot for the Bowling Green Falcons. So Bowling Green, yeah, they're thirsty, you know, like a parched football team that would love to grab a win somehow. As they have not won, have the Falcons going back to their Eastern Kentucky non-conference.
Haven't beat an FBS opponent yet, and that's a big deal.
Hey, settle back and enjoy it, everybody. What's better than this, right? Homecoming Saturday in the Mid-American Conference. We're on go as Bowling Green going to get the first opportunity with the football. That is Rico Fry on the return, and he got popped as he hit the 20-yard line. So let's tell you all about this. He's kind of like a Texas gunslinger quarterback because he grew up in the state of Texas. His brother was one of those air raid QBs at Texas Tech.
Yep.
Jarrett Nagy has had a terrific first half of 2018.
Yeah, especially the last couple of weeks. I think specifically he's become a little bit more confident. The last 2 weeks, nearly over 300 yards last week. Go back to Georgia Tech. He threw for over 300 yards. Again, we talked about if they want to stay in this game, the Bowling Green Falcon offense is going to have to put up a ton of points.
About 366 yards in total offense. Nagy going to put it up, and he's on time as he'll link up with R.B. Marlowe. Now, Marlowe's got a quick 12, so pitch and catch. Yep. Get Marlowe out in space, let him operate.
Something between Marlowe and Nagy the last few weeks. 19 catches for R.B. Marlowe the last 3 weeks between Nagy and Marlowe. There's something there.
10th career start for Jarrett Nagy, and according to his head coach, Mike Jinks, is starting to come together. Now, pressure was coming on Nagy there. He felt it from the outside and had to get rid of the football.
Well, we knew that was going to be the case coming into this game. We had a chat this week with Tim Dowse, the defensive coordinator for Western Michigan. big penalty early in the game. There's a good look at our impact players. Keep an eye on number 87, Jaden Reed, the young freshman for Western Michigan. And Drake Spears, he's playing as good a football as he's played since he's been at Western Michigan. And I really love Quentin Morris, the big target for Daggy on the outside, number 80, 27 catches, 5 touchdowns. That leads the team.
Yeah, Ralph Holley, too, last week's MAC Defensive Player of the Week, had a terrific football game from his 3-technique spot. Now run that quick toss pitch. But Andrew Clare got ushered out of bounds quickly. See, the thing about this Western Michigan defense, Dustin, I think they run very well from sideline to sideline. It is tough to run east-west on.
Yeah, they had to replace all 3 linebackers from a season ago, and I think I don't want to say they've upgraded, but they've certainly got younger and faster at that position. You're right, sideline to sideline, this defense, they can run.
What's Mike Jinks and his offensive coordinators, Andy Padron and Kevin Kilmer? They got a 3rd and 22 in their pocket. They need to dial it up right here.
Yes, they do.
Claire is offset, 4 wide receivers, but no Derek Pudavong, who is injured and out. Daggy ripped that throw, and that's hauled in, but going to be significantly short as able to make that catch. Jordan Wayne Prather for Bowling Green. Now, without Derek Pudavong, that young man Prather has had an opportunity to start to play as a youngster.
Yeah, you'll even see a little Noah Massey in there at times, the true freshman, but they go 5 to 6 deep at the wide receiver position. Boy, that was a tough roughing not roughing, but intentional grounding call, I should say, on the pressure from Western Michigan. They killed that drive.
So not able to hit that well was Matt Urangio. And by the way, Matt Urangio pressed into duty as Bowling Green's punter today for Grant Tinnerman, and Urangio heretofore has been the holder on field goals and PATs.
Tinnerman really struggled last week against Toledo in that game. There's a look at John Wasink.
Hey, how good has Wasik been? Huh? And again, remember now, Tim Lester was a highly decorated Western Michigan quarterback himself. 3rd overall in career passing yards, terrific. And well, he's got Wasik on a very strong track. Wasik, now he got flushed. Well, that underneath crossing route is hauled in by the elusive Jaden Reed. Dustin, he ran that shallow cross, and there was no one near him.
Coaches were raving about Jaden Reed this week. As you take a look, they're catching Bowling Green in man coverage, and they're coming across late is going to be number 7, Jerry McBride, the safety. And, of course, Jaden Reed does just what he's been doing, picking up the 1st down, running after the catch.
And Bowling Green's defense, they have struggled. There's no other way to say it. They're giving up 46 points a game, and we'll see if what Tim Lester wants to continue to put the pedal down on him. Quick pitch and catch again. So Wasink and the youngster Jaden Reed, he's a true freshman out of Aurora, Illinois. They're 2 for 2 here on hookups.
It's a nice job, almost a little like a bubble screen, but it's a forward pass, of course. And early in this game, a concerted effort to get the football to the young freshman.
Jamari Bogan joins Wasik, and this is Bogan on that inside zone read. Look at him power his way down to the 34-yard line. So that's a quick 7, Dustin. And this offensive line, you could tell the O-line, they really like him.
Young freshman right there, Michael. How much fun does it seem like this kid's having? And of course, Tim Lester talked about the recruitment of Reed and how he was able to get him here. And he said this guy is going to be special.
Yeah, and he didn't come in till August 3rd. Yeah. So this wasn't a kid that came in January and graduated high school early. Again, Jamari Bogan. And they're going to push that pile. It'll depend on the spot. It is very, very close to moving the chains for a 1st down.
Give him a 1st down. Bogan's the powerful inside runner. He loves the inside zone, likes to kind of mix it up a little bit. Bellamy more of that outside zone, stretch type of runner, but they, again, really complement each other very well.
So after a couple of hookups in the pass game, a pair of runs for Bogan. Look at Wasink, boy, all kinds of time. He's going to take a shot deep, and he overthrew Drake Harris. And now we got a late flag as Jerry McBride was in coverage with Drake Harris. You know, I like it when they let the fellas play, Dustin Fox.
Well, I'm a former defensive back, so I do like it when they let them have a little bit of contact down the field. We'll take a look and see exactly how much contact there was, but man,
there's no foul on the play.
All right, there you go.
Pass is uncatchable.
Did we buy one, maybe, partner? You and I? Did we buy one? I'm just kidding.
A mulligan on that one.
Well, look, as Dustin and I told you when we get together, you got two defensive guys up here. We make no bones about that, so, let it roll, right?
That's right.
John Wasik took a shot there. So they picked the flag up, so no PI or defensive hold on Jerry McBride. 2nd and 10 now for John Wasik. Off that jet sweep motion. Well, that's an outstanding defensive play. How about that defensive play? As coming up from his strong safety spot, Marcus Milton, and he took Jamari Bogan down right now for a loss.
Marcus Milton might be the most important player on this entire defense. Carl Pelini uses that nickel spot as somebody who never comes off the field, and Marcus Milton has become a leader in this defense. He's got 6 career interceptions, and that play right there was huge on 2nd down. There's a look at Milton.
Yeah, brings up 3rd and 13 now. So let's see, can Bowling Green potentially get off the field here? These are going to be the keys, the 3rd downs for Bowling Green's D. Wasik will gut that slant, and that's hauled in, but a very sure tackle by Jerry McBride as he was able to go to work and put the hit on Giovanni Ricci. And that's going to come up about 5 yards shy of the 1st down.
And I think that Western Michigan may be considering going for this. Remember, they've got a young special teams group across the board. Their kicker, their punter, their punt returner, they're all freshmen. And so at this point in the area in the field, I don't think there's any doubt the Broncos are going to go for it.
Yeah, this is 4th down and a firm 4. That line to make is at the 22-yard line of Bowling Green. Levante Bellamy is back offset. Ricci will motion. Wasik coming middle. Hey, Bowling Green got to stop. He wanted Ricci again. Nice coverage from Fred Garth. Garth had the coverage on Ricci. A 4th down get off the field stop for Bowling Green.
How about this? The Falcons defense coming into this game as one of the worst defenses in the entire country come up with a huge stop on 4th down.
Homecoming Saturday here at Deutsch Perry Stadium on the campus. Bowling Green State University. Michael Regai, Dustin Fox, all of our terrific ESPN crew. Got you about this kissed by the gods football Saturday, huh? In mid-October with the game time temperature 54 degrees, not a lot of wind.
Just on that cusp between your partner here is a freeze baby, so we're just right above it, right above that line.
That would be you.
There it goes.
Andrew Clare is no freeze baby. Hit that accelerator, big fella. Andrew Clare, house call, Bowling Green. Wow! 74 yards, like a shot into that 2nd and 3rd level. And when he accelerated, Dustin Fox, nobody was going to catch him.
Picking right up where he left off last week against Toledo. We talked about it. Huge explosive runs and a 71-yard reception last week against the Rockets. And you're right, he was shot out of a rocket on that play. Huge response for the Falcons after they get the defensive stop and then come out and go 74 yards for the house call. Some great blocking up front from the left side of this offensive line. And Andrew Clare, boy, can this guy run? Delayed handoff and a great kick out block there from Bright. And there he goes off to the races. His speed is uncanny. I mean, last week he outran guys who had the angle against the Rockets, and here again, wide open. No one's going to catch him.
Well, do you remember last year? I mean, we loved this young man. Last year he was a true freshman, and he burst on the scene here in the MAC with it. Showed his burst, his vision, his excellence as a running back. And like Mike Jinks was telling us, he said, "I'll put him up against anybody. He'll make tacklers miss in traffic in the box as well as anybody in the MAC."
Explosive numbers there for Andrew Clare. And it's funny, he did most of his damage last week, Michael, in the first half. So like in the second half, I think he was a little bit gassed because they ended up bringing in, Ravion Hargrove and Rico Fry got some carries last week, the young freshman. both in the second half, but that's a huge response. Love that for the Falcons. And I'll tell you what, at home, you got to do something early to keep this crowd engaged. It's been a tough start for the season for the Falcons, and that'll get them juiced up.
Well, there's no question about that. And so now, I mean, this Western Michigan squad, remember, they're on a 4-game win run. This Falcon squad, and Nate Needham has got it teed up. So now, all right, I know it's only, but that's a punch in the mouth, Dustin. That's a punch in the mouth, and we'll see how Western Michigan responds. Well, there was an arm wave for a fair catch there. That was rather noticeable, and you know, you could do that.
Number 28 signaled for a fair catch. He recovered the ball. There's no fair catch. The ball would be placed at the dead ball spot, 1st and 10.
Wow, that's a huge call there. Let's go take a look back at the Falcons defense from the previous possession. Here's Marcus Milton, has a huge stop on 3rd down, and then a 4th down stop here to get the football. That's like a turnover. Great coverage there from Fred Garth. Fred Garth starting in place of Jamari Bozeman, who's out, had a concussion last week against Toledo.
That was a freshman, Chase Brown. So now, John Wasik and this most explosive Western Michigan offense, they are backed up, and they're going to start this from their own 5, trailing 7-0. That 1st down carry is going to be to Chase Brown, as Brandon Harris, who wears that number 1, came up off the corner to put the lick on it.
A lot of youth on this defense. One guy who's not young is that man, Brandon Harris, out of East Cleveland, Shaw High School. He's a playmaker.
Nice player.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Very good player.
Has been. Seniors, played 4 years here. Played a lot as a true freshman. Again, this is Chase Reed. Got that push off the right side. Was a powerful young man. He's close to the 1st down. The line to make was at the 15. So Chase Brown, you know, we tell you a lot. Levante Bellamy and Jamari Bogan, the veterans, they've been big names on the back scene for years. Now this Chase Brown is a true freshman out of Bradenton, Florida.
And they like him a lot. They feel like he's got a sort of combination between both Bellamy and Bogan, and they like to mix it up, get him in there when they can.
Jamari Bogan is back in the pistol, and he's the big back here. And Joe Bogan's going to bounce this outside. He's got a 1st down. Bounced it outside and was taken down by Devon Tucker. Oh, was that Devon? Oh, yeah. Devon Tucker on the carry there. Tucker, so they got their 4th
Yeah,
back
there it is.
The big fella, the 210-pounder. So we checked that. Devon Tucker on that carry, and now they'll go back to Chase Brown. So we've seen 4 running backs. Wasik will fire that throw to the outside. Good move after that catch by Keyshawn Watson, the 180-pound junior. They're going to get him on the field more, is what head coach Tim Lester told us. They like him.
They do. He was the starting slot receiver until training camp. He got a little bit dinged up, and that allowed for Jaden Reed to come onto the scene and win that starting job. But over the last couple weeks, he has not been in action as much. And you're right, there you see him. They want to get the football in his hands as many times as they can.
Now stay with the ground game. Boy, trying to bounce it outside. Chase Reed. And look at that ability to run. Again, from Brandon Harris, the young man we've told you about. He's one of the best on the edge, Dustin, we feel, in the MAC defensively.
He's a playmaker. You know, he's not on a very good defense, so he doesn't get a lot of credit. But nonetheless, he's still one of the best MAC defenders you're going to find. And I love how he runs sideline to sideline, finishes the run right there, knocking the running back out of bounds. Brandon Harris has had a nice career here for the Falcons.
That's a 6-yard loss as Harris makes that stop on Chase Reed. Wasik going to throw that comeback, and that again is hauled in. And that catch was made by Jalen Hall, the redshirt freshman. Montre Gregory, 5th-year Bowling Green senior corner on the hit.
I'll tell you this much. So far, I've been pretty impressed with just the physicality, the pace at which they're running to the football. This Bowling Green defense, they may have been talked to a little bit this week from Carl Pelini, I'm guessing, because they have a little bit more fire early in this game.
Yeah, the Pelini name, oh so familiar here in the state of Ohio on the coaching side, of course. Well, Wasik fumbled that snap. He's in all kinds of trouble. Wassing, presence of mind to dive back on the football, but Bowling Green's got another stop. Western Michigan's got to punt it away.
Well, that was nearly disastrous. Somehow Wassing is able to come up with this ball. He just loses it, and he tries to get on it. Ball gets kicked by the offensive line right there. Novoselki, excuse me, knocks the football out. Then Wassing just jumps on it. That could have been Bowling Green football near the red zone. Wow.
Nick Mahalik is standing inside his 10-yard line for Western Michigan to punt it away. Didn't really get that to turn over. Marcus Milton going to field it on a couple of hops. Going to get a flag for a block in the back as Milton is trying to work his way outside the numbers. And with that punt, with that big hop that Milton let it take, is good for 54 yards, but it's going to be a block in the back on Bowling Green.
You feel like we see a block in the back on every punt return. Like, I'm serious.
Every punt return? I know what you're saying.
Not even just in college football.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 25 on the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. After enforcement, 1st and 10. Media timeout.
All right, you hear the winds start to kick up just a little bit on Greg Sujak's field, Mike. Mike Jinks has 7-0 lead as Falcons with a football back when we return at Deutsch Perry Stadium. $7-0 Bowling Green here, and the offensive side of things for Western Michigan trying to work some things out discussion-wise. After that last series, they did not convert on 4th down in Bowling Green territory into 3 and out after a couple first downs there. With a 7-0 lead, Jarrett Dagey back to work, the young man for the state of Texas, and he'll deliver that throw to the sidelines, and that was broken up as coming up off the corner and able to make that hit for Western Michigan was Devontae Ginwright. Now, Ginwright is going to get a lot of playing time today, but he started 10+ in his career. Justin Tranquil, an outstanding one of their safeties.
They got to rotate a bunch of guys around because that A.J. Thomas injury was devastating. Did so much for their defense.
Well, back to that inside zone read, and this time that Western Michigan front, they were waiting on Andrew Clare. Antonio Balabani. So you heard referee Greg Sujak. So when the helmet comes off, you must leave the football field for a play. And so Andrew Clare is going to have to be replaced here for at least this play. This 3rd down, 3rd and 7. Now for Jarrett Dagey with 4 wide receivers. Dagey going to gun middle, and that's hauled in. What a crossing route, and that is a terrific grab. Making the catch for the Bowling Green Falcons was Bryson Dantley. So that's a 1st down on that grab. R.B. Marlowe, check that. Marlowe, the young man out of the slot, made that catch. But moving the sticks for Bowling Green, we said that that's imperative for them, Dustin. Well, they got to keep drives alive.
And that was a huge 3rd down conversion. It's been a problem for them. And there again, R.B. Marlowe comes up with a big catch. Had a huge one last week against Toledo on a 3rd and long. And they're one of the bigger ones you're going to see in 3rd and 7.
Dagey going to misfire there as he was trying to go right back to R.B. Marlowe and missed him on that out. We discussed Dagey though, Dustin, and being, he is a young man from the state of Texas, from Lubbock, and he kind of grew up around that Texas Tech Red Raider offense, and his head coach Mike Jinks is so familiar with.
Yeah, spent some time there. Mike Jinks did as a running back coach on the offensive side with Cliff Kingsbury and company.
The air raid.
The air raid, yeah. Hal Mummy.
Hal Mummy, there you go. The godfather of it.
And Mike Leach, and so on and so forth.
Oh, yeah. That's where Dagey grew up. Well, it looked like there was a lot of things going on that didn't look real kosher as that football was being snapped.
I don't think anyone knew what the snap count was there on 2nd down. In fact, Scotty Miller in the slot didn't even take off on his route.
Ball start, offense. Number 3, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Dustin, what do you think, too? Again, we should mention Caleb Bright, an outstanding center for Bowling Green. He hasn't played since suffering heat exhaustion down in Atlanta against Georgia Tech some 3 weeks ago. And the redshirt freshman, Sam Neverov, is his backup. Now Jack Kramer as well. They moved Kramer over too. So Kramer is doing the work snap of the football today.
He was their starting left guard until Bright went out, and then they moved him in to center.
Western Michigan getting their hands up and knocking that football down. I think that was the man I mentioned in the first series of downs, Ralph Holly. How about big Ralph Holly last week, the MAC West Defensive Player of the Week for his work in that big win over Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, and Tim Dowse was raving. Defensive coordinator Tim Dowse was raving about Holly. He says he's going to be a good one. Young player. They don't get as much production from their tackles as they do their DNs, but inside he's probably their best 3 technique.
This is 3rd and 15. Pressure coming. They got that screen set up. It's going to be well short of the first down. It's getting back just a little bit over the line of scrimmage was Andrew Clare. They set that up well, but there's that tape work, right? That scouting report defensively as Western Michigan had that thing smelled out.
Well, you sort of expect that sometimes on 3rd and long, in these situations where you're just trying to catch the defense off balance, especially a defense that's going to be a little bit aggressive and trying to bring the pressure there. The Broncos do a great job getting off the field.
This is the freshman Jaden Reed on that run up, but how about the work of that Bowling Green punt cover squad to knock that down? 33-yard punt, couple-yard return. All right, when we come back, Western Michigan's 3rd opportunity with the football. Broncos in a 7-0 hole. Bowling Green. Look at Tim Lester on his Western Michigan sideline. And we mentioned to you, this guy is one of the most prolific quarterbacks in Western Michigan history. And he's got an offense, Dustin Fox, that knows how to use explosion plays and have big days offensively.
Yeah, they're one of the best teams in the entire country in terms of plays over 20 yards or more. And you put up 600 yards against Dino Babers' defense, which is much improved this year, by the way.
Yep.
And that was week 1. That was a very, very impressive performance from their offense. They can run the football, and they've been so balanced with John Wasink at the helms at quarterback.
Now this is their back that likes to stretch it a little bit more. In other words, you know, they get him on toss sweeps and outside zones. That's Levante Bellamy. Bellamy, I'm sure if you're a MAC fan, you know all about him. He's a 185-pound junior. Excellent, excellent running back, has been in his career. Young man who is averaging better than 6 yards per carry this year with 4 TDs. Got 3 there. Second straight call, Levante Bellamy. Off that stretch play, and Bellamy is alive and rolling into Bowling Green territory. That's a big one before he got cut down at the 45-yard line. That's 20 yards of first down for Levante Bellamy.
There's that outside stretch play that he loves to run, and that's where they want to get him is on the edge so they can use that speed for the big gainers. He averages 6.7 yards per attempt. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of him early in this game. It's been Bogan and a couple of the other young guys, Chase Brown and Devon Tucker.
And Jamari Bogan has returned. He's offset with quarterback John Wasink against a run blitz. You saw that coming, Dustin. You know, we talked about that with Carl Pelini, and that was Monte Gregory. You saw that coming up from the corner. What does a first, second down run blitz do for a defense?
Well, you're trying to get an extra hat inside the box, and they bring the corner on the cat blitz off the outside, and he does a great job knifing in there and getting Bogan on the ground. I love the early down blitzes from Carl Pelini.
Keep it on the ground again with Jamari Bogan. Look at him make a defender miss, and he's rolling to the 29-yard line. That is good for 14 yards and a first down. He made a couple of Bowling Green defenders miss, did Jamari Bogan.
I thought he did a really good job with patience. You know, as he lets his blocks develop, kind of hits that little jump cut, bounces it back inside, and picks up the first down.
You see Western Michigan, they do not go ultra fast. It's not about lining up and trying to snap it within 10 seconds of the play clock starting, but you know, they pick and choose their spots. Now on first down, Wasink is going to find Levante Bellamy in space. And he'll roll to the 19-yard line. That's 11 more yards at a first down on the Wasink to Bellamy hookup.
Again, early, you're seeing a lot more throws to the outside, runs to the outside. They want to make this Bowling Green defense run. They want to make them run sideline to sideline, try and tire them out early in this game. And so far, early in the first quarter, that's what they're doing.
All right, red zone time now.
Yep.
Red zone time
Where's
for
Jaden Reed?
Western Michigan. Yeah, keep an eye on him. Off play action. Wasink will gun that quick shot in the seam, and that's hauled in by the tight end, Giovanni Ricci. He's an Ohio boy who Tim Lester got into the state of Michigan, to the Western Michigan program. Down near Cincinnati, Loveland High School. Head coach Tim Lester said he's a nightmare matchup. They love to get him. We've seen him go and do him 3 times already.
Yeah, they extend him away from the core because he's big and fast. Here comes a blitz.
Again, get rid of it quick, but that shot is going to be one-hopped by Wasink as he was looking to find a young man Dustin and I have been telling you about, the talented true freshman Jaden Reed.
And again, Montre Gregory, they have him blitzing from his quarterback position, and that created the pressure. It made Wasink throw it early.
You play that corner?
Yeah.
How much did you like to blitz first and second down, maybe run down? Did you like it?
Took me out of coverage. Let me go get some action. I liked it. I was going to get my hat in there.
There you go. That's just what I wanted you to say. Well done. Well done. Go hit somebody.
That's right.
On third down and 2. Inside zone. I don't know.
Short.
He didn't get there.
Short.
Yeah, that's going to come up short. That carry went to Jamari Bogan, but that front 7 of Bowling Green did a solid job there as quarter number 1 comes to an end. Hey, this is fun, huh?
It is fun. Yeah, absolutely.
15 minutes in the playbook. Don't go anywhere. As it was the Andrew Clare 74-yard touchdown lightning bolt right there that has Bowling Green with a 7-0 lead.
You said 20 players?
7-0 Bowling Green as we start quarter number 2 here in Deutsch Perry Stadium. Michael Regai, my partner Dustin Fox, our producer, the birthday boy, Jeff Bentley. Happy birthday, JB. One of the best in the business. Our director, John Nakauchi, and all of our terrific ESPN Plus crew. Glad you're a part of it. Red zone time for quarterback John Wasink. But on that fourth down and short, they got denied again as they went to Levante Bellamy, and that Bowling Green front, Dustin Fox, has now gotten two fourth down stops to deny Western Michigan in the early going.
And you have no idea how much that does for an offense. And I say the defensive stop does something for an offense. What I mean by that is it builds confidence on the sidelines. This entire team needs something positive to happen on the defensive side of the ball. That's twice now in this game where you've come up with stops on fourth down against one of the most potent offenses in the country, the most potent offense in the MAC. And they've come off the field inside the red zone. Terrific job. Good job by Carl Pelini's defense bowing up.
Yeah, they bowed up. And by the way, Carl Pelini said, listen, we've had a lot of conversations, even though they were better through 3 quarters against Toledo. That's Andrew Clare. You see how he makes himself, Dustin, when we say a back makes himself skinny and small through traffic like Clare just did, what are we talking about?
We're just talking about him using his vision and speed to get himself through phone booths. Those are tough spots to find your way through, and he just got just enough wiggle, I think, Michael, with that speed. He's very difficult to bring down.
Got 5, so that's good. You know, you come up second and 5, that's what Bowling Green wants to be or less. But this time, Clare got hit in the backfield and then chased down for the backside. Notice Western Michigan defense can run now, and that was Antonio Balaboni.
Yeah, but still, Clare is somehow able to save about 5 yards. He should have been wrapped up here in the backfield. Bounces outside, just gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that probably was going to be about a 4 or 5 yard loss. Ends up maybe picking up a couple inches.
Third down and 5 now. Jet motion. Well, they went the other way to Clare. They had jet motion starting in one direction with Scott Miller, and then kicked that. That's a pass, by the way, when the quarterback just doesn't receive a snap, but just touches it to a receiver. And that was a forward pass, but it is going to result in a 4th down for Bowling Green.
I'm not so sure he wasn't trying to shovel past that to Scotty Miller, and Miller just seemed a little bit uncomfortable with it, and Claire comes across about the same time, ends up taking off with it. They'd have been better off if they just dropped it, so they end up losing 5 yards.
So Matt Naranjo is standing in his end zone, going to hang this high, and that's the youngster Jaden Reed to call for the fair catch at the 49-yard line of Western Michigan. 40-yard boot, no return. The defense of Bowling Green rising up again. They've come up with 2 4th down stops. They lead 7-0. It's a homecoming Saturday here at Deutsch Perry Stadium, Bowling Green, Ohio. Michael Regai, Dustin Fox, just underway in quarter number 2, and Western Michigan, who have been, Dustin, they've been denied now. They went for it twice on 4th down. At Bowling Green's 26, got stopped. Bowling Green's 11 got stopped. Excellent field position here. The quarterback John Wasink and his offense. Wasink, one of the most proficient quarterbacks pass completion-wise in the MAC. Going to run the football. This is the talented young freshman, Chase Brown. Brown with a excellent 1st down run. That's going to be put down at the 35-yard line. It's going to be 16 yards and a 1st down for Chase Brown.
They run that inside zone. He picks and chooses. He wants to run, finds his way bouncing it to the outside for the 1st down. I'll be curious here. You know, there's been a concerted effort to run the football very early in this game for the Broncos. I want to see Wasink throw it up a little bit.
Wasink going to take a shot here, going to load up that deep fade on the hands of his streaking wide receiver, Dwayne Eskridge, who wasn't able to haul it in. And we do have a flag that was thrown. Now that could be for a defensive hold possibly on Clint Stevens.
I think that's what they're going to get. They're trying to get the speedster, Eskridge, down the sideline on that go ball. And maybe Stevens had a little bit of a grab of the jersey. I think it was pass interference, but
no, it would have to be hold, wouldn't it? In the area.
No foul for offensive pass interference. The ball was uncatchable.
Well, if it was offensive pass interference, why not would that still apply? If an offensive receiver pushed off, you think
the football was catchable. It was right there.
Well, understood. But he said that was going to be an offensive PI.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
I'm just curious as to why wouldn't that stand, regardless of what happened. Let's see if we can get clarification on that. 2nd down and 10 now for John Wasink. Now go back to the zone read. That's Devon Tucker. Tucker, it's his 2nd carry of the afternoon. Tucker got knocked down by that Bowling Green front wall. Kyle Jr., we like Kyle Jr. He's a 275-pound redshirt junior, wears number 93 out of Middletown High School here in the Buckeye State. There's big Kyle Jr. All right, this is 3rd down and 6 now. Chase Reed back at that running back spot, offset. Riccio motion across the formation. Wasink's got time. He'll trigger the out. Well, we told Giovanni Ricci. Now it's going to depend on the spot as he made that grab. Kept his feet in bounds as he was working in front of Brandon Harris, who was in coverage with him.
All right, so let's see. Can the Falcons go for 3 for 3 on a 4th down stops here? They're going to just quarterback sneak it, I think.
Wasink, that 2nd push should get him there. The line to make was at the 26. He's down near the 25. Move those chains. The first 4th down pickup and 3 tries for Western Michigan.
Love the quarterback sneak. Most successful play in all of football on 4th and short. And then we see Wasink with the push. It's almost impossible to stop the quarterback sneak.
We've seen 4 Western Michigan running backs now. The veteran duo of Levante Bellamy and Jamari Bogan, but also Chase Brown and Devon Tucker. Chase Brown in there on this 1st down snap. Wasink off that play fake to Brown will keep the football. Boy, he had a lot of open space if Jerry McBride did not knife him down. Excellent solo tackle, McBride.
Oh, I love these naked bootlegs with quarterbacks. The problem is you got to have a little athleticism. You got to make one guy miss right here. Just got to make one man miss, and Jerry McBride does just enough to get Wasink on the ground. That would have been a big play. In fact, I think Wasink may have been close to picking up a touchdown there on the outside. There was no one else in front of him.
Yeah, give John Wasik 4. 2nd and 6 now as this Western Michigan offense approaches the red zone. Wasik got flushed and being chased.
Wow!
Did that football get picked off? All you producers in Bristol, Connecticut, you better get ready for that. That was a phenomenal one-handed soar and pick, it would appear, from Clint Stevens. Now we do have a flag.
It's going to be on Western Michigan, I believe, and it's just going to be one of...
The result of the play was an interception. Ineligible man downfield, number 59 offense. Penalty will be declined. 1st and 10.
Clint Stevens just absolutely made a sensational INT. Check this out.
This is going to be one of the most incredible interceptions you're going to see all season long. Look at that. One hand, Odell Beckham style. Unbelievable. One hand. That reminds me of the old Charles Woodson pick against Michigan State back in the day.
Well, Woodson was right near the sideline and came down with that maybe was the granddaddy. Woodson's one-handed snatch down of a pick against Michigan State. That was when he was a freshman back in 1995. But wow, Clint Stevens. Tip of the cap, young man. That is a tremendous one-handed pick. Now back to the ground game. That's Rico Fry on the carry. Wow, it has been tough go at or near the red zone today for this high-powered Western Michigan offense.
Well, they've just really struggled. They've been able to move the football out, from 30 to 30, and they get inside that green zone, red zone area. They just really seem to be shutting down. That was just I think a mistake from Wasink. He rolls outside the pocket. You got to throw that thing away.
Daggy in trouble. Lost the football. That's free in the end zone. Did Daggy get back on that and get out of the end zone?
Well, they're marking it down at the 1 yard line. I don't understand how I'll have to see the replay of this, because I thought that Daggy recovered the football in the end zone.
The ruling on the field is that there was a fumble recovered by the offense at the 1 yard line going out. During the play, holding, number 11, defense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
That flag is certainly going to bail Western Michigan out.
Let's see, just to go back to the fumble.
He just lost the football.
Just lost it, yeah. Well, they gave him forward progress. That's what they were saying. He recovered the ball, but he was falling into the end zone. No, they're lucky there was defensive holding there.
Jawan Dowles.
Dowles on the outside, yeah.
They call him a solid technician, very strong tackler, and Dowles got called for the hold there. So all that results in the football marched out to the 23-yard line. Bowling Green, they avert total disaster there and go back to the ground game, and just nothing there. As Western Michigan's Ralph Holly, Wesley French rise up to knock down the running back, the youngster Ravion Hargrove. Hargrove, the under 70-pounder, excellent high school program here in Ohio. Yeah. Trotwood Madison, state championship timber, year in and year out. Yeah, they're very, very strong program here in the Buckeye State. 2nd and 9. Daggy gonna take a shot. Scotty Miller's got it. Miller with speed. See you later. Touchdown. Scott Miller, 76-yard pitch and catch with Jared Daggy.
Scotty Miller is the speedster on the outside.
Little play fake on the inside, and then he finds him matched up with Juwan Dallas on the outside, man coverage, just a 9 route, and you see the speed of Scotty Miller. Boy, unbelievable throw and catch in stride. And do we have an upset brewing here, Michael Regai? About to be 14-0 early on homecoming.
Yeah, it's early, partners. Nate Needham will bury the PAT, but you talk about 2 big-time explosion plays, and were that from the 2 young men we featured in the open and said they need to make those explosion plays. Andrew Clare with 1. Scott Miller, acceleration to the end zone for 6. 14-0, Bowling Green. Well, he's one of the best. He's a 2-time All-MAC performer, and every defensive coordinator in the Mid-American Conference know. All right, thank you, referee Greg Sujak. But back to Scott Miller. And you're talking about a young man who is one of the most prolific pass catchers in the MAC. 10 touchdown catches in 2016. Last year at 17, he had 4 more. And that was a big one to put his squad up. 14-0 on a squad that's won 4 straight. Western Michigan. Now Levante Bellamy back on the kick return side for Western Michigan. Bellamy got taken down at the 29-yard line as Bowling Green's kick coverage has been good today as Darius Wortham, a sophomore DB, on that hit. Dustin Fox, how much importance would you put on this Western Michigan drive here on the road, mid-second quarter? They've been denied twice in the red zone and once at the 26 of Bowling Green today.
I think it's important, but you have to remember who you're playing against, too. I mean, the Bowling Green defense is very susceptible to giving up big plays and leads in a hurry. It's still very, very early in this ball game, but they've got to get some points on the board.
Wasik seam route. Look at Giovanni Ricci. His head coach, Tim Lester, said he's a nightmare matched up there against one of the best, Brandon Harris. And how about the hands to high point this catch from Giovanni Ricci?
Well, this is what they talk about when they say he's a mismatch nightmare. It's very difficult to put a linebacker on him because of his size, and then you just talk about the speed and hands. He's an excellent receiver.
29 yards and a first down, coming right back to work for John Wasik, and that's Dwayne Eskridge working on the outside. So they hit the seam route to Ricci and the deep comeback now to Eskridge.
I like how they're spreading the football out, getting the football in the hands of their playmakers on the outside. Still want to see Jaden Reed. He's in the slot right here at the bottom of your screen.
Go back to the ground game. Now,
what a hit.
Levante Bellamy just got greeted by Brandon Harris, who said, "Hello, Mr. Bellamy," and rocked him.
Yeah, Mr. Bellamy, meet Mr. Harris. Bam, right there in the hole. That's how you bring the lumber. Near leg, near shoulder. That is a physical tackle from the senior out of East Cleveland.
Showing you why. Highly respected around the Mid-American Conference. 225-pound senior. I think Dustin told you. Shaw High School on the east side of Cleveland. Terrific sports program. Wasik going to take a shot. Corner of the end zone. There was Jaden Reed. Well, Reed had separation, Dustin Fox. He had beaten Marcus Milton, but Wasik too long on his throw.
I like the fact you're taking a shot there to the freshman who's got all that speed, but just got to put a little bit more touch on it, allow your receiver a chance to run up underneath of it. Brings up a huge 3rd and long here. And again, we're kind of in that territory where if you pick up 5 yards, maybe they go for it again on 4th down.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, they're down 14-0 now. And again, a world of time. We're at the midway point of the second quarter. As Bowling Green's going to take a timeout, but D Fox, I mean, let's be honest here.
They're first.
As I said,
it will run 30 seconds.
They move the football, has Western Michigan. They've been denied at Bowling Green's 11. They've been denied at Bowling Green's 20, and they've been denied at Bowling Green's 26, and don't have a point on the board yet.
It's 3 scoring opportunities, and we're looking at a 14-0 game. I would say that in the previous, 6 contests here for the Bowling Green defense, those plays probably turn into points for the offense. But
no question. Yeah.
I give Carl Pelini and his staff a lot of credit because they did something this week, or they saw something to motivate their guys defensively, because they have played with a different level of intensity.
4 500-plus yard performances, 621 against Syracuse, 527 Delaware State, 528 at Georgia State, 562 against Miami. They lead the MAC in yards per game. They lead the MAC in pass yards per game, and third in the MAC in rush yards per game. That's great, but no points on the board yet, mid-second. Blitz coming. Wasick's toe picked off again. Another one-hand variety off the deflection as that INT from Marcus Milton. Opportunistic Bowling Green defense continues to rise up and make life miserable for John Wasick and the Western Michigan offense.
This is all going to be set by the pressure coming up right through the middle. And again, something about the one hand. Interceptions for the Bowling Green defense. 2 of them thus far early in this football game for the Falcons. Wow.
Dustin, that throw, though, in fairness, well behind Jaden Reed, who was running that shallow cross.
But the pressure was coming. It forced him to throw it behind. He either has to take
got rid of it maybe a tick before he wanted to?
Probably so. You either got to take the sack there in the situation or don't throw the football.
Oh, another turnover. Jared Dagy's first down throw. He tried to hit the quick hitch with the touchdown maker, Scott Miller. It falls incomplete. How much, after such a rough stretch for Bowling Green, I mean, they only won the one football game this year against an FCS school, how much can this infection of strong play and a 2-touchdown lead bring confidence-wise for them?
It could be huge for them. They've got some games here down the stretch that are winnable. If they find a way to win this one here at home, could be a turning point, not just for the season, but for the program.
This is Andrew Clare on the carry. That football came out. Western Michigan's on it, and if they allow that to stand, that's an Andrew Clare turnover. Western Michigan has come up with a big INT, or excuse me, the fumble recovery. That's Antonio Balabani that came up with that. That football got jarred loose from Andrew Clare.
It's hard to tell exactly who knocked the ball out. But you're right, it's Balabani that comes up with the rock. And Andrew Clare, Michael, that's the second week in a row where he's coughed the football up. He coughed it up early in the game last week. They pulled him off to the sidelines and put him on the bench for a while, let him think about it. And then he comes back in and all he does is have 3 touchdowns. Now in this game, he's already got the explosive run. He fumbles the ball. Be curious to see how Mike Jinks handles the situation. He's got a stable of running backs there in the backfield, young guys.
Back-to-back turnovers, one by each squad, as Levante Bellamy got knifed down. Is coming up to make that hit for the Bowling Green defense was Jerry McBride. So knocking on the door of the red zone for the 3rd time today. This is the 4th time they've been inside at least Bowling Green's 30 today, and yet no points for Western Michigan. Again, the #1 offense in the MAC. Wasick will play pitch and catch as he guns that shot to Keyshawn Watson, who made the grab before he was rough-rided out of bounds.
Yeah, but, I mean, listen, they're going to get some yards here. But Fred Garth, from his safety position starting today in place of Jamari Bozeman, I like how he's running to the football. You're seeing, again, a different level of intensity from their defense. Something you just didn't see earlier in the season. You talk about that confidence, Michael.
Yeah, yep. Jumbo package here. Going to go with 3 tight ends, and now Tim Lester, though, on this here near sideline of it's going to take the timeout. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. This Western Michigan squad, if you haven't been with us since the beginning, I mean, they have been absolutely rolling under second-year head coach Tim Lester. And by the way, Tim Lester, we mentioned how tremendous he was as a quarterback here. Tim Lester 3-0 against Bowling Green as a starter in his Western Michigan career. But today, Dustin Fox, Bowling Green defense.
It has been the story. Every single time the Broncos have found their way into Falcon territory. The Falcon defense has stepped up tremendously. Look at this interception by Clint Stevens. Are you kidding me? That is a Sports Center top 10 play. And then here's another one. Football thrown a little bit behind the target. Marcus Milton comes up with the pick. A couple interceptions. A couple fourth down stops that create turnover on downs. Falcon defense are flying high.
All right, this is another big third down opportunity. 3rd and 3. Wasik will gun his throw. Ricci made the grab. He's got a first down. Giovanni Ricci. Well, sometimes he gets lost in all the star-studded side of the Western Michigan offense, but he's as good as it gets.
He certainly is, man. Every time you see this guy in space, he doesn't look like a tight end. He almost looks like a big, kind of physical wide receiver at 6'3", 220 pounds. They rarely use him in the core to block, more in that H-back position.
Now 29 plays have been run by Western Michigan in Bowling Green territory. This is Jamari Bogan. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Western Michigan. That inside zone got blocked beautifully by the interior of Western Michigan's front.
Yeah, he's not even going to get touched until about the 4-yard line. Good cut there, and Reed maybe gets a little help from, Bogan gets a little help from the official there around the goal line as he finds his way into the end zone for his 5th touchdown of the season.
Out of the hold of Nick Mahalik and Gavin Petty to add the PAT, and he'll drill that straight and true. Game on, everybody. Game on. Big touchdown drive from Western Michigan. They needed it. Jamari Bogan, his 32nd career rushing touchdown. Western Michigan draws to within 7. Well, he loves that inside zone, doesn't he? Meaning that play that features that blocking from the interior of his O-line. Jamari Bogan, his 32nd career touchdown. Dustin, he's number 7 all time on the Western Michigan career rush list.
It's pretty incredible when you think about it. And he's not even the leading rusher on his own team this year, because that's going to be Levante Bellamy. There's his numbers for his career, 31 touchdowns. It's incredible, make it 32.
Yep, that's 32 right there.
Yep.
So now let's see if Bowling Green can answer, as for the first time today on the scoreboard is Western Michigan. As the Broncos kick cover team all over that. As they're swallowing up Ravion Hargrove, who returned that kickoff just to the 19-yard line. Michael Regite, Dustin Fox, all of our terrific ESPN crew. Glad you're a part of it today. This is just an absolutely sun-splashed 55-degree afternoon here in mid-October. Just got that feel of action today, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Homecoming here at Bowling Green. All the BG alums are back to watch their football team, and they've played very, very well through the first 24 minutes of this first half. Back to the offensive side. Look at Andrew Clare. Trying to bounce his way, but he got greeted rather rudely. So that Bryson Denley on that carry. So Denley, number 7 on the football field.
For a 1-5 team, Michael, got a pretty good crowd here for homecoming. You know what I'm talking about. They filled in nicely. It's a perfect day for football here at Deutsch Perry Stadium.
Dagey on 2nd and 6. He overthrew his intended receiver. That could have been a lot of trouble, as Jordan Owain Prather
pretty good coverage.
And Dagey overthrew that.
He did. Amazon Prime in the X Factor. What's your favorite? Can't live without my Prime.
One of the best. 3rd down and 6. Let's see what Bowling Green's got here. Dagey looking to convert. Defending on the spot. He just might convert as that was an excellent catch that was made by R.B. Marlowe, the junior out of Lakeland, Florida. And that's going to move the sticks for a Bowling Green first down.
Second time, Michael, today that Dagies went to R.B. Marlowe on a big third down conversion. And Marlowe's come up with the reception both times, converting those huge third downs. There's something developing here in terms of chemistry between Daigie and Marlowe.
Well, that delayed draw did not fool Western Michigan, as Daigie tried to go back to the ground game, and it was not fooling Western Michigan. As on that carry, Bryson Denley, who's taken this series. Denley, a 180-pound redshirt sophomore. It's going to bring up second down now. We'll call it 14. That line to make to move the chains, keep this drive alive, is at the 40-yard line of Bowling Green.
He's got Scotty Miller in the slot.
Well, Daigie off his back foot is going to load it up. A little bit of contact there, but incidental, as Scott Miller was being defended by Anton Curtis, who, Dustin, was a wide receiver in 2017 and moved about 10. There's Curtis. He moved to the defensive side.
Head, 15 yards from the previous spot, 1st and 10.
Well, that's a huge penalty on the Western Michigan Broncos there, as you were talking about Curtis, who, he switched over from offense to defense because of the lack of depth they had at the position. Had a couple suspensions before the season, and now they're really thin there in the back end. But man, that's got Bowling Green cooking offensively. A huge penalty.
That was called on the MAC West Defensive Player of the Week, Ralph Holly. Well, back to the ground game. Look at that that hit defensively, as Ravion Hargrove was absolutely thrown down in his tracks. That was Drake Spears, one of the young men we told you about as an impact player. As defensive coordinator Tim Dowse said, he's as explosive as it gets off the edge, and one of our real leaders, Drake Spears.
Yeah, and they said they were going to blitz him even more in this game. Use his athleticism to try and create pressure on quarterback Jarrett Daigie.
2nd and 12 as Western Michigan will bring just 4. Daigie almost put Ravion Hargrove in a real tough spot. Probably good for Western Michigan, actually, that fell incomplete. They were looking at another loss of about 4 or 5 had Hargrove hauled that in.
Maybe good for Western Michigan, too, because it does stop the clock, and they're going to obviously look to get the football back here and try and put some points on the board before halftime. But here again, where you don't want to be a long 3rd and 12, I'd be curious to see if Jarrett Daigie doesn't again look to R.B. Marlowe, his top target on 3rd down, inside the slot, bottom of your screen. That's number 3.
What about big Quentin Morris, number 80, who just motioned? I haven't got him involved either. Pressure on Daigie. Well, Daigie again. Look at it, Morris. Nobody had him covered. He ran free on that Bowling Green sideline and made the grab. We just said that he was motioning. They hadn't got him involved yet, Dustin Fox. They did there.
Maybe they just need to fast forward to 3rd down for Bowling Green to make some plays, because that seems to be the money down early in this game. Pressure comes off the outside. Daigie does a great job getting away from it, and nobody is going to be by Quentin Morris.
And he motioned across the formation.
He did. Wow. Good awareness and pretty good athleticism again from Daigie.
You saw him catch a TD pass, Morris, last week against Toledo.
Big body.
Yep. 6'3", 230. This is Ravion Hargrove. It's not much there. Tough to run against Ralph Holly and his buddies on that Western Michigan front. Holly, we mentioned Antonio Balabani, and Drake Spears, number 20 there, who's very good in run support as well.
I think just a little predictable here, Bowling Green so far, Michael. Every time they get a conversion or a big play, the very next play is a run, and Western Michigan's all over it.
We hit the 2-minute mark on 2nd and 10. Daigie's play faking. Look who he goes to. He knows that Scott Miller is going to get open for him and make a play for him as Miller hauled that in. Jawan Dowell's on the hit.
Here's what you love from the veteran receiver. He knows where the sticks are at. Right? Got to make sure you get past the sticks. He sees the little yard marker there right at the bottom of the screen, and make sure his knee and the football are beyond the 1st down line to gain.
So red zone time now for Bowling Green with that moving clock at 1:40 left in this first half. And Bowling Green's in no particular hurry. And you can understand that. They've led this whole game 14-0, now 14-7. Back to the ground game. Rico Fry, good cut inside the 5 and powering his way down near the 1-yard line. The 220-pound true freshman out of Cartersville, Georgia.
Consider hitting a timeout if I'm Western Michigan here. Why not try and get an extra possession before halftime? You're getting the football to start the second half. There's a chance you may be down 2 scores. I'm surprised you're not trying to conserve some time here.
And on the other hand, as we just mentioned, Bowling Green, they're in no hurry now. They got everything exactly the way they wanted it. They'd prefer getting the end zone and not give Western Michigan the ball back.
This is the Mike McCarthy double down.
Yep.
When you try to get one more possession before halftime and then you know you're getting it to start the game.
Rico Fry is going to get drilled to the ground right at the 1-yard line. And Fry is the big back, the jumbo back, heavy sets, Dustin on the goal line.
Again, I don't get Western Michigan letting this clock run.
Yeah, it's given the explosiveness of their high-octane offense. You know,
could have had a minute 10.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. That's when this started. Bowling Green, again, they're in no hurries. We're at 18 seconds left. Well, Rico Fry got buried again, though. Coming up to make that hit for Western Michigan was Alex Grace. He wears number 34. There's Grace.
Timeout number 2, Bowling Green. It will run 30 seconds.
Now Mike Jinks will take the timeout. He's looking at a 3rd and goal from the 5, and Jinks still has 1 timeout left.
Correction, full timeout.
Very interesting approach, though, as we said, you know, for Western Michigan and how
cost
they
them a possession.
Sure did.
You're down 1 score. Let's say they don't convert the touchdown, but they get a field goal here. Okay, now you're down 2 scores. You're going to give a possession up before halftime?
No, as you pointed out.
Well, and you get the ball to start the second half, so all of a sudden you could then be going to take the lead.
That's right.
The opening drive of the second half.
Yeah. Well, and again, I mean,
that's me, though.
We discuss head coaches and, you know, taking timeouts with them into a half.
I'm not a proponent of that. I'm a proponent of using every possession I can and every timeout I have. And when you've got the best offense in the league against the worst defense in the league, why not take a minute? Right?
Yeah. As you take a look at Tim Dowse, defensive coordinator of Western Michigan, we had a great conversation with Tim the other day, and feels very good about where his defense is at. You know, yeah, they'll blitz and they like to offer a lot of different looks. They're going to mix it up on you, and we've seen some of that today. Today they've been hit by the big play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
2 of them for touchdowns. All right, 14 seconds left. Bowling Green still has a timeout. Look at that zone. Doege caught. Touchdown. Bowling Green. As he was able to hook up with the young man we've mentioned now, Quentin Morris. Caught that big throw for 31 yards earlier in the drive. His 2nd touchdown in 2 weeks. Morris with the grab.
This is a strike from Doege. Play action isn't fooling anybody, but it's just a one-on-one matchup there, and that's Devontae Ginwright, right, who's starting in place of A.J. Thomas today. This is the backup safety. He's got some experience, but then, again, the lack of having Thomas, because Thomas is their best cover guy. And so you put Ginwright in a situation against a big physical wide receiver, and he's going to lose that battle.
Nate Needham will collect on the PAT. Another look. Jared Doege, his 2nd touchdown pass of the day. He has now thrown on the year 17 of them. Right at the top of the MAC quarterbacking leaderboard. Boy, we sweet Quentin Morris has been very, very quiet. We mentioned it in the guts of this drive.
You called it, and all of a sudden he has 2 huge receptions.
Got him involved.
Coach Rega.
You want to be involved. You got a young man but, you know, Dustin,
yeah.
Again, as we said, you know, you saw him last week. He's 6'4", 225. Now, you talk about a matchup guy.
that not only, as we saw, not only can he work on the edge, they feel real good about him between the seams too, because he catches the football with that size.
Yeah, he had his breakout game, if you remember, back in Eastern Kentucky.
Right.
When they had their only victory of the season. He had 2 touchdown catches in that game. And as we chatted with some of the offensive staff, including Mike Jinks, the head coach, they say this guy's got deceptive speed too, because he looks like kind of like a tight end, but he can run too. So that adds to his size and strength. He's got it all. And is just a sophomore. I think he's got a bright future here for the Falcons.
Certainly would appear that way. Oh, Bowling Green. Hey, look, there's a lot of football to go, but right now, through almost a half, I'm sure this score will raise some eyebrows and send a little bit of shock around the Mid-American Conference today. Western Michigan in here on a 4-game win streak. And again, it's a world. We're only at halftime.
Oh, yeah.
But Bowling Green has certainly had the impetus and all the momentum with their big plays in the first half as that football squirts by Levante Bellamy and downed in the end zone.
So with 2 timeouts, Western Michigan's going to go to halftime. I'm into analytics, Michael.
No, I hear you. Listen to me. It's always a point of discussion when a head coach, coaching staff, we want to look at it, decides that when we use the phrase taking timeouts with you, you get 3 a half, and there's always strategic times in every football game that appear to be, this is a pivotal time to use 1 or 2.
Yeah, and it's not like you're going up against the best defense in the MAC. You're going up against the worst defense. In fact, statistically, and this is a fact, it's the 129th defense in the country.
Bowling Green, we're speaking of. Yeah. So again, look, Tim Lester's doing a fabulous job with his program. Let's not lose sight of that. So, it appears as if his football team's going to be in a 2-touchdown deficit to go into halftime, and they'll make adjustments and roll from there. Levante Bellamy got close to 10, and that's going to be the final snap of this first half. Now that is entertaining. Got 4 touchdowns on the board, 2 of them on huge, better than 70-yard play explosive variety. And Bowling Green, who has not won since week number 3 of the football season, with their big plays, have a 21-7 lead on Western Michigan. Dustin and I will start the halftime roll next. All right, let's start half number 2, right? Game on in what should be, I think, rather exciting here in the second half. Western Michigan to get their hands on the football. And this is Levante Bellamy, their outstanding running back, on the return. And Bellamy thrown down by defensive back Jerry McBride. So let's see what Tim Lester and his coaching staff have gotten sorted out. Dustin, they did not play the type of football that they are used to and comfortable with in the first half. We said they've got hit by a couple explosion plays. I'll see how they respond with this first third quarter possession.
Yeah, the thing we talked about at the end of the first half was they could have had themselves an extra possession. Well, they decided not to take it. Let's see if they can take advantage of it here, the opening possession of the second half.
John Wasink, your quarterback. Levante Bellamy on the carry. Brandon Harris on the hit. How many times have we called Brandon Harris in the first half for Bowling Green?
That's because he makes nearly every tackle, Michael. He's all over the field. He is one of the stars in this conference from his outside linebacker position. He's played nearly every game since he's been here, started every game since he was a sophomore, and he is a fun player to watch. And again, as this defense tries to find their own with Carl Pelini, I think he's going to be a big reason why they have some success to end the season.
Oh yeah, it's trending in that direction. John Wasson, 12 of 19, a couple of picks first half. He's going to check down and find Levante Bellamy. As Bellamy got spun down on that defensive stop for the Bowling Green Falcons. Making the play.
I think that the Western Michigan staff may be surprised, because they've come into this game, I believe, with a game plan to run the football, and they've been pretty stout, Bowling Green, defensively.
This is a 3rd and 3 for John Wasink. looking to put it up. He's got that first down as he drilled a guy that's turning into not only reliable, one of his favorite targets. Tight end, 220-pound Giovanni Ricci. Ricci for 11, first down.
That's his 6th catch of the game. Over 60 yards receiving. And by far the most targets from John Wasink. And again, as I talked about a minute ago, Michael, with the running game kind of being the game plan and Bowling Green surprising, at some point I think that Western just has to start throwing the football.
I try to get to the edge with Jaden Reed, and Reed got about 5 on that first down call. I also see Jaden Reed becoming more and more true freshman. Didn't even get in. He wasn't in for the winter. He came in August 3rd when freshmen had a report. And Tim Lester said he is flat out just impressed us all. Kind of pushed some other guys in the background and taking guys' spots.
He said 85% of what he does makes you say, wow, unbelievable. And 15% makes you say, what the heck is he doing?
That's an 18-year-old freshman. Wasik getting blitzed. Got it off, unloading it for Eskridge. Got a flag. And well, that's probably going to be maybe a defensive hold or a PI, as it looks like Bowling Green's.
Well, listen, Eskridge on the outside, I think he let up on this. He's got to continue to run his route down the field.
Interference. Number 6, defense. 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
You know, I think he gets held up a little bit, but if he continues to run, I think he has a chance to actually make the catch on the outside. But nonetheless, a huge penalty, 15 yards, and it'll move the sticks for the Broncos.
Monte Gregory, 5th-year senior out of Baltimore. Went to Monroe Community College, came in here as a 2-year JC player. There's Monte Gregory. He got hit for that pass interference. College game is a 15-yard penalty from where the ball was snapped last. This is Jamari Bogan. And Bogan got stood up. Give him 2 off that left side. Colby Coleman on the stop for the Bowling Green D.
We're approaching that territory on the field where Western Michigan seems to shoot themselves in the foot. You know, they have no problem getting out across midfield, across the 40-yard line into Bowling Green territory. But as they approach the 30 in the red zone, for whatever reason in this game, they've been snake bitten.
Yeah, they have. They've had multiple opportunities, as in 4 of them, that have been denied. Wasik going to lift that throw in the seam for Ricci as he extended to try to make that catch. Ultimately, there was triple coverage as Jerry McBride and Marcus Milton were there to defend. Ricci got a hand on it.
He did. I thought this ball was going to be caught for a touchdown. It was between triple coverage, but just at the very end, I think Jerry McBride comes over and maybe gets his hand on the football. Yeah, I think he may have just closed his eyes as he's coming over there, because I think he could have intercepted that. I say that close his eyes because I've been there and I've done the exact same thing as you approach contact.
Now 3rd and 8. Wasik will step up, going to take another shot to the end zone. That ball is deflected and knocked away. He was going for Drake Harris, the 5th-year graduate transfer from the Michigan Wolverines program, and Harris is down in the end zone.
Well, what's Western Michigan going to do here? Are they going to go for it? I mean, how much yards are you going to gain if you punt it? And
it's a 50-yard field goal attempt from here.
I don't think a field goal is an option with a freshman kicker.
Yeah, not a lot of work.
Who has not attempted a kick over 40 yards.
So Drake Harris being attended to as Harris looking to make a big play for 6 and had that football jarred away. All right, we'll step aside. Western Michigan decision time, trailing 21-7. Tim Lester, one of the very highly decorated quarterbacks, winner, championship leader in Western Michigan history, now the head coach. And he's got his offense back in the football field. Dustin, they are 1 of 3 today on 4th downs. They've been stopped twice in the red zone. This is 4th and 8 for John Wasik and his offense to pick up.
Again, the decision to me is pretty simple. You know, if you punt this thing away and it goes into the end zone, you gain 13 yards net. from where you're at on the field right now. Pretty simple.
Well, let's see what Tim Lester is going to dial up. The play caller and head coach, blitz coming. Wasink going to use his legs. He's got a first down and more. John Wasink. He saw a lot of real estate open up. He took it. That's 13 yards and a first down. Red zone time again, right at the 20-yard line, Western Michigan.
He's got just enough athleticism to get outside the pocket and make something happen with his legs. In fact, he rushed for a touchdown last week in their win. And here again, picks up a huge first down on 4th down to keep the Sticks alive.
Let's see if Western Michigan can put points on the board now that they've entered the red zone once again. They've only done that once today. This is their 4th trip. Another blitz. Wasink guns that throw, and that's going to be a pass interference as he was trying to drill it in a tight window to Dwayne Eskridge. Jerry McBride, a pair of number 7s. McBride might have hooked him.
Defense, number 7, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. 1st and goal.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. You'll see number 7 on number 7 crime here. As McBride comes and hooks him right there. You see him grab and turn the jersey and the body. And the back judge makes that call. It's an easy pass interference call. And again, a couple of penalties here have kept this drive alive for the Western Michigan Broncos.
I happened to see on ESPN Classic the other day that 2003 epic North Carolina State against Ohio State.
The one I had 5 pass interference penalties calls? Jeez
I started laughing because against Phillip Rivers,
yeah.
You got flagged for 4 or 5 PIs.
Yeah, they were on Jericho Cotchery.
A bad receiver. Yeah. Well, there's that inside zone again. And look at Jamari Bogan. That's twice today. He has virtually walked into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Bogan, his 2nd of the day for Western Michigan.
Yeah, they're good once he gets inside the 5-yard line. You mentioned it, Michael, that inside zone. He loves to pick and choose and feel his way. And it's pretty easy to feel your way to the end zone when you just have to walk in.
But Dustin, how about the center, John Kanoy, the outstanding senior, Luke Jariga, Mike Caliendo. Those are the guards with Kanoy who snaps the football. And I tell you what, they're as good an inside zone read running O-line as any that we have in the MAC.
I would agree. And this was a huge drive for the Western Michigan Broncos as they are back on the board. And we've got ourselves a ball game. Bowling Green on top, 21-14.
Touchdown maker today, that's nothing new. 33rd time he's crossed that final stripe. Jamari Bogan, along with his running partner, Levante Bellamy. They've got Western Michigan back to within 7. So interesting to see how this football team of now Bowling Green will respond. And
see, my point about the first half drive, Michael, is that this would be a tie game if they could have got points.
Oh, yeah. Well, explain what we were referencing
going
we
back
discussed
to
it late
the
first half.
end of the first half when Bowling Green had the explosive play down to about the 3-yard line. Western Michigan had a couple timeouts, minute 10 to go. I think they could have used those timeouts to allow them one more possession to go get points before halftime, knowing they were getting the ball to start the second half.
Look at that shot that just got put on Ravion Hargrove as he got knocked down in his tracks at the 20-yard line. As that's the Gunners on kick and punt returns, they love that. As Zaire Barnes, true freshman. Man, you see so many true freshmen earning their keep by playing special teams. Have to in the college game. Now everybody wants to get on the field. All right, son, you want to get on the field? Run down on kickoffs and punts.
You have to earn it as freshman in college, and then you have to earn it as a rookie in the NFL. It never changes. You're a young player. You better know how to play on teams.
Just saw the numbers of Jarrett Dagey. This first down call is going to get knocked down. All right, this Bowling Green coaching pedigree going back to Urban Meyer some 4 head coaches ago has been one that's produced a lot of football wins. As you look at Mike Jinks, Urban Meyer went 17-6 in his 2 years here. Greg Brandon followed him up in 5 years with 44 wins. Dave Clawson, now at Wake Forest, did 5 years with 32 wins. And of course, Dino Babers, Dustin, in 2 years went 18-9 and do a couple of MAC championship games.
Matty Johnson and company, the Falcon fast offense, now doing it at Syracuse.
Right. Matt Johnson is on the staff of Sean Lewis at Kent State. Well, how about this? as that football was put in the hands of Bryson Denley. Denley just trucked a Western Michigan defender on that far Bowling Green sideline. Well executed. That's 28 yards and a first down, Bowling Green.
Offside.
Wasik to Denley.
Number 57, defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play, 1st and 10.
You see Denley pointing, get a block down the field as he cuts back inside and delivers the blow.
He blew up Alex Grace.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Now, Denley is a guy who's in the mix in the backfield. Remember, he started against Oregon in a 2 running back set and had some production in that game. But now, again, here in the second half, somebody else making a big play besides Andrew Clare.
Well, we should add, Andrew Clare, we just got word that ankle sprain in the first half, and he is questionable to return. So Bryson Denley, Ravion Hargrove, Rico Fry and crew, and that's Scott Miller, one of the most reliable receivers, folks, in college football. Daggy put a strike on him, first 16 and a first down, Bowling Green.
And not only did he put a strike on him, he took a strike at the end of this play. Watch the hit he takes. Probably should have been called a roughing the passer that does not get called, and Scotty Miller, between 2 defenders, holds onto the football and picks up the first down.
Scott Miller now with 102 receiving yards, another over 100-yard performance. They love to get him singled up. That's what they're looking to find. Bowling Green in matchups, if they get Miller singled up, they know where they're going. This is Ravion Hargrove. Good cut. Hargrove still alive. Ravion Hargrove, touchdown, Bowling Green.
What a run from the true freshman running back out of Trotwood, Madison in Trotwood, Ohio. Huge missed tackle. Watch 34 off the left side, right side of your screen, I should say. That's Alex Grace. Misses the tackle right there. If he makes that tackle, this is not a big play. But watch him just finish the run. Western Michigan's got to make a tackle there. That's just a 1-2 right there from Ravion Hargrove.
How about this? Boy, add that to the explosion playlist we've told you about. Andrew Clare, TD run. Scott Miller, 76-yard TD catch.
Got to make this tackle by 34. That's Alex Grace. Again, he makes that. It's a 2-yard gain. He makes 5 guys miss with speed and power to the end zone. And I thought it was fascinating when we talked to Mike Jenks and obviously the offensive coordinators, co-offensive coordinators, Kevin Kilmer and Andy Padron. They had said Ravion Hargrove, for his size, is really put together. He's not the biggest guy. He's 5'6", 170 pounds. But they said, you see this guy with his shirt off in the weight room. I mean, he looks like a boxer. He's very well put together and certainly can run and run with power and speed. Terrific run for the little guy.
Yeah, you're right about our conversations with the co-OCs, Andy Padron and Kevin Kilmer. They love their running back room. Now and again, Andrew Clare may not get him back today. He's questionable. Ravion Hargrove, Bryson Denley, see Rico Fry as well. They've used 4 running backs. And those 3 are going to be in the spotlight now as Bowling Green reestablishes their 2-touchdown lead.
That was a terrific response for the Bowling Green offense because, again, Western Michigan comes back. They make it a 1-score game, and it was a methodical drive with a couple of penalties that extended that drive for Western Michigan, and they run Jamari Bogan to the end zone for the score, and then they just respond. 2 huge plays. One from Bryson Denley and another one from Ravion Hargrove that put them back up 2 scores.
Nate Needham with that big right leg. He's going to drive Levante Bellamy to a knee in the end zone, non-returnable. We're 6 minutes and 9 seconds deep into this 3rd quarter, and we've got a touchdown from each side, but in the big scheme of things, that could be enormous for Bowling Green to match the second Jamari Bogan touchdown of the day. So look at your Western Michigan scoring margin, minus first half, big plus second half.
And John Wasink in their come-from-behind victory against Eastern Michigan last week was huge in the second half. 169 yards passing, had the touchdown on the ground. This is where it becomes John Wassink time in the second half.
Well, Washington's going to check down, and Levante Bellamy got knifed down. That's an excellent play. Is coming up from that corner again was Clint Stevens. Stevens had the just monumental highlight reel one-handed pick in the first half. Likes to tackle too.
That is not an easy tackle. They're playing a little cover two, it appears. He comes up from playing the flat, and he gets Bellamy on the ground.
They got 1, 2nd and 9 for Wassink. Wassink, he went to that mesh point on the inside zone and decided to keep the football, and he got swarmed on. Green's defense, again, this is D coordinator Carl Pelini. And I say this, Dustin Fox, as this crowd comes alive on 3rd down. I mean, in virtually every defensive category around the FBS, Bowling Green, there's 129 teams in FBS. They're from 120 to 129 in almost every category across the board.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
You're right about that. Big tip of the cap to Carl Pelini and his defensive coaches. 3rd and 6, John Wassink. Wassink will gun middle. Broken up, incomplete. Marcus Milton with a well-timed hit as he arrived at the football as it got on the hands of Jaden Reed. Western Michigan's got to punt it away.
That's just a 5th-year senior up against a true freshman, and he wants it a little bit more. Marcus Milton comes up, breaks that pass up. You know, Carl Pelini moved Marcus Milton from corner to safety in his defense. Moved him to that nickel safety spot, which if you talk to folks at Bowling Green, that in Carl Pelini's defense is the most important position. You have to know where everybody has to get lined up, and you have to be the quarterback of the defense.
Now running up and signaling for that fair catch for Bowling Green, Marcus Milton. The excellent decision there on the run up. You don't want that football to start bouncing. Catch the football when it's in the air like that. Punt returners, right?
You got one job.
One of my bugaboos.
Come
catch the football.
Got one job. Take a look at these receivers for Bowling Green. As you take a look at guys with 20 or more catches. Come on, man. It's Scotty Miller at the top of that list, led by Quentin Morris right behind. And Pudavong's out today. But R.B. Marlowe, with 20 catches coming into this game, is really, I think, come on and developed a lot of chemistry with Jarrett Dagan.
Yeah, and the Bowling Green, by the by. And we told you, listen, you know, defensive woes, yeah, but this offense is potent. The only one, that graphic you saw, the only one of 3 teams in the FBS with 4 receivers with 20 catches or more. Wassink, seam route, Scott Miller. So true at running the route tree and making that grab. First down on the hookup, 18 yards from Dagey to Miller.
And again, if I am Mike Jenks, I'm just going to run no huddle here and run hurry-up offense. They're getting chunk plays. Western Michigan's defense right now, I think they're reeling. Just watching them out there, they're just getting gashed with chunk play after chunk play. And again, you see there Scotty Miller on that little skinny post to pick up that first down. If I'm Dagey, I'm coming right back and throwing this football.
Scott Miller having a huge afternoon. So is Jared Dagey. Well, he wasn't aware that snap was coming, and it's going to not destroy Bowling Green and get him off schedule. Boy, Dagey just had the snap hit him right on that number 2. That's when he realized, the football's been snapped.
Sometimes these college quarterbacks, they play in this spread, shotgun offense. You're so used to looking off to the sideline to get your call. Sometimes it's difficult to be on the same page with your center. And remember, this is a new center. This is Jack Kramer in there for Caleb Bright, who left the Georgia Tech game with a heat-related illness. He still is not back, so that's a new center with Jarrett Dagey.
It's worked out beautifully today. Dagey just had the football jarred out of his hands. It's loose, and Western Michigan has forced an enormous turnover.
Recovered by the defense. 1st and 10.
That is a huge turnover for Western Michigan, as Dagey is going to have the pressure come off the edge there. That's going to be number 7, Najee Clayton, the backup Sam linebacker who plays a lot in this defense. That's a strip sack and a recovery for the Western Michigan defense. And just as you felt like, hey, this could be a little momentum, Bowling Green going to try to go up 3 scores, Huge turn of events here for the Broncos.
Yeah, the defensive coaches raved about him with his energy and the way he gets to the football. Paramus Catholic, that tremendous program in New Jersey.
Is that Jabril Peppers or no?
Yeah, it's Peppers and Rashawn Gary as well, who's at Michigan now. As John Wasik tried to air that baby out, as he was looking to kind of hook up with Dwayne Eskridge. After a turnover, don't you love that?
Take a shot.
Dustin Fox, take a shot.
Take a shot. A little contact right there, and probably not going to be a good call. Good no call, I should say.
John Wasik, who has, absolutely been as efficient as you would like. He came into today with 14 TDs and only 4 picks. Has been intercepted twice today. 2nd and 10. He's going to locate Levante Bellamy, and it'll hit him outside the numbers. Bellamy's got 8. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and short now after Wasik and Bellamy combined for 8 yards.
Watch Brandon Harris come here at full speed and get Bellamy out of bounds, because Bellamy was at full speed. And Brandon Harris is fun.
Football player.
He's a football player. He's got to be loving the fact that, he's played on some tough defenses. Tough, I mean, some defenses that have struggled over the last couple seasons here. He's got to be loving the fact that today they're actually playing like a top defense.
It's just 3rd and 3 for Wasik. Gonna gun that out. That Giovanni Ricci made the grab.
Michael, it's right on me.
Yeah,
I'm looking right down the line.
What are you calling it? A little short?
I'm calling it about a half-inch or a half-yard short. Yeah, it's going to be 4th and about less than a yard. Absolutely. I'm serious. I'm looking right down the line from my vantage point, and it was just a wee bit short.
Yeah, as we sit here at Deutsch Perry Stadium, Wasik will move that pile behind John Kinoy, the 300-pound, highly decorated, 2-time All-MAC senior center.
He has started every game since he's been here at center. He's the quarterback, the leader of their offensive line, makes all those calls. And you know how important that is for the offensive line to have that guy up there up front who can recognize where the Mike backer is, recognize where the blitzes are coming from, and he has done a great job since he's been here.
Good look at Kinoy inside that pit as he snaps the football. Back to the ground game. A productive 1st down run, as banging that out is Devon Tucker. Summerdale, New Jersey, and Tucker. We've seen 4 running backs today. Let's check that. Jamari Bogan on the call.
Your player on the defense.
Yeah, Bogan number 32 and Tucker number 22. And 4 tailbacks, running backs have been used today. Bellamy, Bogan, Tucker, and Chase Brown.
They're making you earn your payday here, partner.
They are,
a lot of running backs, all with a lot of 2s back there. Bellamy with 2, Tucker 22, Bogan 32.
No excuses. No excuses.
No excuses, play to win.
I got it. That's right. I got to, I got to catch that. It's a check.
It's tough.
It's a check for me. People ask a lot of times in football, though, what do you do with numbers?
Yeah.
More so than the numbers, Dustin, I've always tried to hone in on a guy's mannerisms, his style in terms of, that helps identify sometimes as much as looking at a number.
Yeah.
When how
a guy gets
size,
up and how,
everything.
Absolutely.
Everything about,
Well, the thing about their guys is they all kind of look the same.
Right. You trying to bail me out, thanks.
Yeah, no worries, partner. Let's go back and look at the quarterback sneak here. And you talk about Kinoy, their center, the push he gets, not just from the offensive line, but he gets a little bit of push there from his running back, kind of dragging him for the 1st down. There's a look at the rush yards.
Good job, again, good job, Carl Pelini.
Yeah.
They've not let anything. Bogan's walked into the end zone twice from 5 yards out in the zone read, but they've not anything bust out big.
No,
against them.
They've not.
Speaking of zone read, right back to it with Levante Bellamy. Now, that's usually the play Bogan likes to run, right there. Bellamy is more of the stretch play, get to the outside guy. They like to call it pin and pull, don't they, Dustin, with Bellamy when he gets to the outside.
Well, that's what Coach Lester was talking about. I had to explain some of those terms in their offense. It has to do with pinning with the tight end and pulling with the guard or tackle.
Just keep it on the ground is Levante Bellamy now. And again, look, we featured them in the open. This Levante Bellamy and Jamari Bogan duo is, as good a 1-2 punch in a running back side as you're going to get in the match. They're both veterans. They've both been in this program 3 years. In Bellamy's case, 5th-year senior Bogan.
He's a very fine young man. We had a chance to meet him at Mac Media Day in Detroit. He was looking all sharp, had his bow tie on.
That's right.
And just a very humble young man who is very unselfish.
2nd and 5, Wasik gonna load it up for Eskridge. He made a tremendously tough grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Western Michigan.
That one will quiet the crowd in a hurry. Dwayne Eskridge, who's the fastest guy on this Western Michigan team, in a one-on-one matchup here with Montre Gregory, number 6, and a beautiful back shoulder throw right to the pylon as Eskridge just falls into the end zone. That's got to be one of the better throws you're going to see from John Wasink this afternoon, and it puts Western Michigan back within 1.
Gavin Petty to add the PAT out of the hold of Nick Mahalik. Game on, huh? Still 3:06 left in the 3rd. Well, Dustin just mentioned back shoulder throw. John Wasink, 15th touchdown pass of the year. That couldn't be thrown any prettier for Eskridge to haul in. Dwayne Eskridge, back shoulder throw. He hauled it in. Touchdown, Western Michigan from John Wasik. And for Eskridge, that is his 3rd touchdown catch of the year. But a big one there. And now, for the first time, Dustin Fox, since Bowling Green led 7-0, Western Michigan is back to within a touchdown.
Yeah, and the pressure goes back on the Western Michigan defense. Last drive they got a turnover that gave them a chance to again pull within 1 score. But I wouldn't count out the Bowling Green offense, because that's their bell cow. That's what they hang their hat on, is their ability to create chunk plays and score a bunch of points. And as we talked about in the open, it's going to be the Bowling Green offense that keeps them in this football game. And to this point, listen, you got 4 scores, you got 28-21. You want to win a game. You want to prove that you can close out a game. If you're Mike Jinks, tell your quarterback, Jarrett Dagey, to go throw the football around the yard and go get yourself a score right now. This is where you have to respond.
And it's not been a problem all year long.
No.
Again, they've been able to put points up, Bowling Green. They've been able to be explosive offensively, as you've seen today. So after Ravion Hargrove on that short kickoff return, let's check it. What Andrew Clare is looking like that he's not going to be back today. Now, so they'll go with Ravion Hargrove and Rico Fry, Bryson Denley is the running backs. It's Denley now that's offset with John Wasik, or excuse me, with Jarrett Dagey. Flags, whistles to get that stopped.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
How can you have a delay of game out of a
coming out of
kickoff?
Your kickoff return?
Yeah.
Greater minds than I would take to answer that for you, partner.
You got the play call coming off the sideline, right?
Again, that's that kind of stuff completely baffles me. How about the one I even dislike worse than that? Is when you take a timeout and then you come out and delay a game.
Same thing.
Out of a timeout when you've gone over to talk about it.
Inexcusable.
I'll look at the Western Michigan defense now, trying to bow up here as they are all over Bowling Green running back Mason Denley. That's for no gain. So, some of these defensive players for Western Michigan, Dustin, you think today that, they've got the reigning MAC Defensive Player of the Week, West Division, and Ralph Holly, who was terrific last week in their win over Eastern Michigan. Antonio Balabani has had a tremendous performance today. Drake Spears, but they need to rise up now.
They do.
Play action now. Dagey going to fire that into the Bowling Green bench, and this now is. But you talk about being behind schedule here, Dustin Fox. They're looking at 3rd and 20.
Out of the pocket, the ball went beyond the line.
So on third down, huge third down here. I would not be conservative. I'd try to get the first down, even though it's 3rd and 1 million. They converted this last week against Toledo.
3rd and 20, coming middle. Oh, look at that stick put on as that football falls incomplete. Well, that is a big, big pop from Alex. Was that Alex Grace?
I believe so, 34.
Yeah, okay. Grace missed a couple of tackles last series of down.
Yeah, 34 right there.
You're on it.
Watch him look around to make sure there's no penalty, because it's a different world we live in with the big hits over the middle. But again, a really good stop from the Broncos defense here is Bowling Green. They were going the wrong direction with the penalties.
Well, booming this out of the end zone is going to drive Jaden Reed back to his own 40. Reed trying to slither his way out of a tackle and get hauled down at the 48-yard line. 48-yard boot, 6-yard return. As we're a couple of ticks inside, 2 minutes left in the third, and Western Michigan, Dustin, for the first time since they trailed 7-0, have a chance to go tie this up. I thought, and Tim Lester raved about that comeback win 2 weeks ago down at Yager Stadium in Oxford, Ohio against Miami. You know, he thought, well, if they go on now and they'll run the table or finish, that might be the one that propelled them, because that was terrific. Then they backed it up with another big win over in-state rival Eastern Michigan last week.
The comeback last week was terrific.
Wasik, pitch and catch again. And being able to hook up there as he's complete on first down as Keyshawn Watson made that grab.
Again, I like the gang tackling from Bowling Green. I didn't see it quite that much last week. I was on the call of the Bowling Green Toledo game last week, and I thought, especially in the back end, you know, sometimes guys would make a man miss. He'd miss a tackle. Well, now today you've got 2-3 guys coming to get involved with the tackle. Love it.
Again, more zone read, outside stretch, and Levante Bellamy has busted loose into the second level. The Levante Bellamy with 18 yards. Now there's your classic outside zone read stretch. The offensive line combo block.
Just allow these guys to move the pile down the line of scrimmage, and then Bellamy just picks and chooses when he wants to burst through either the outside C or D gap, or take it all the way to the edge, and there he goes in the D gap and bust through for the first down.
It's moving clock, late third quarter, as we're inside 60 seconds left. Again, Levante Bellamy in open space and finally corralled at the 17-yard line. Dustin, how difficult is that when you got a veteran offensive line as a defensive player when they're combo blocking and running 5 horizontal down the line of scrimmage?
It's even tougher when they hold you.
Yeah.
Makes it a little bit tougher, and that obviously is the reason why Bellamy had that huge hole. But again, they go back to the exact same play that they ran previously, and this time they're going to get flagged, and it's a big flag, going to back them up 10 yards.
Yeah, backup tight end, one of the 3 that they use, and when they go in their jumbo or their heavy packages, Odell Miller, the 5th-year senior, got called. Now it's 1st and 17. Wasik, deep comeback out. Keyshawn Watson made the catch, goes and picks the football up, and Watson's diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Keyshawn Watson, Western Michigan on a wild series of events. Made the catch, had the football knocked out of his hands. Bowling Green defenders flying by him. He goes and picks it up.
The ball was caught, then fumbled, recovered by the offense, and advanced for a touchdown.
I don't know that I've ever seen a play quite like this.
Catch, fumble, and advance for touchdown is under review.
He fumbles it. He has the awareness to pick up the ball and then advance it to the end zone. This is a really, really incredible. I think that's going to be a catch and a fumble.
Sure.
He makes a football move, and then he just goes down the sidelines and shows great effort to the end zone. Keyshawn Watson, just incredible. That's bizarre.
Well, that's going to stand. I mean, 2 Bowling Green defenders. It was Jerry McBride that went, and Dustin, I'm going to say both of them went for the big knockout hit on him, right?
Yep.
Jerry McBride and also Torian Hampton went for a knockout hit after Watson made the catch. They both bounced off out of the play, and Watson was able to gather the football and sashay his way to the end zone.
Boy, I don't know if the folks back in Bristol are watching this one right now or not, but they've got about 3 plays at least in this game.
Ruling of a catch, fumble, and advance for touchdown is confirmed.
Because you got the one-handed interception from Stevens. You got this play here from Watson, the fumble. You got the other interception, I thought, by Marcus Milton, which was terrific. Man, there's just been tons of action and really just some great plays, great athletic plays from both sides.
Gavin Petty to add the PAT that could tie it up. Just 26 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. We are all even, folks, at 28 apiece. Western Michigan has trailed all afternoon. As you look at the touchdown maker, Keyshawn Watson. Have you got the sense that there had no sense of panic, no great sense of having to try to go too fast, as Western Michigan has trailed for almost 3 full quarters until now?
Well, that's what good football teams do. Good football teams never panic. You always know that you're going to trust your offense and your defense. They have great coaches at Western Michigan, and they've been in this spot before. That's the difference between a team that's won 4 games in a row and a team that hasn't beaten an FBS squad yet. And that's what Mike Jenks is trying to overcome here at Bowling Green. And that's why I'm curious to see, can they finish a game off?
Yeah.
Couldn't do it last week. 11 minutes to go, you're down 3 against your rival. You end up losing by 16. All right, can you close out a game? And look, this game's not over. My goodness, they're going to take this kickoff. We're going to go to the 4th quarter, go to the sidelines, get yourself fired up. It's homecoming, and go get yourself some points and try to win a football game.
Ravion Hargrove and Rico Fry back in the kick return spots, but that kickoff is hung up short. And on the return for Bowling Green is Tyler Traylor, the backup, one of the up men that, as you heard,
Greg Sujak is talking more than you today, partner.
I don't know, is that a good thing?
I need more Rega in my life.
Yeah. Oh, hey now, as with 26 seconds left here in quarter number 3. We're all even at 28 apiece. Make yourself your favorite sandwich and grab your favorite beverage and stick around with us for a while.
I still can't believe that touchdown from Keyshawn Watson.
Yeah.
I just got a text about it. He said that's the most Maction thing ever.
Really?
Maction.
I'd have to go back in the archives and think about it a little bit. Jarrett Dagey going to come underneath and connects with R.B. Marlowe. So that first down throw is completed. And, of course, Bowling Green, they love to establish tempo and pace. But I thought in the first half when they had the lead, they did a terrific job of backing it off a little bit and not going at breakneck speed to get snaps off.
Here you go. Now you put the hands up with the number 4.
Both sidelines. Both sidelines.
Right in the booth, too.
Oh, we're going to do that, too? Okay. We'll get them up there, too. Because we've got to be good in the 4th quarter.
4th quarter, baby.
However, the clock was stopped.
Please set the game clock to 10 seconds. Both the game clock and the play clock will start on my signal.
Greg Sujak, I think Greg Sujak could be a play-by-play guy. Or maybe he's auditioning for it because he's got something to explain and analyze, it seems, after each and every snap that we have today. All right, 45 minutes now in the books. We're tied at 28 apiece. Come on back and enjoy the fourth quarter, everybody. Good one going on here. MAC crossover battle. Western Michigan out of the MAC West, Bowling Green for the MAC East. They're even at 28. Inside the road huddle of the Western Michigan Broncos. You see them, they put 3 touchdowns on the board. Their last 4 possessions and tied it up at 28 apiece. Well, you hear that phrase around college football a lot, don't you?
Do your job. Do your job. That is Coach Tim Doust, I believe, talking to his defense and telling them they've just got to get themselves one stop.
Jarrett Dagey back to work. There was contact that came early. It's going to nullify and Alex Grace would-be interception there. The ball was deflected and picked off the hands of Scott Miller, but I think that Western Michigan arrived early.
Yeah, there's no question this is an easy call for pass interference. It'll be a spot foul.
Pass interference, defense, number 21. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, 1st and 10.
Stephon Claiborne, a young man out of Clinton Township, Chippewa Valley High School near Detroit, is flagged.
Yeah, Scotty Miller has no chance to catch this football. Did Grace come up with the ball, by the way?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Well, yeah. There's no flag.
Yeah, good interception.
A pick. But that's nullified. Wasink will play fake. Going to give a shot. It is hauled in by R.B. Marlowe. Marlowe. Good cut, run after catch inside the 10-yard line. It's not like R.B. Marlowe is 6'4", folks. He's 5'10", but Wasink gave him a chance to make, or excuse me, Dagey gave him a chance to make a play.
This game's wild. I love this fake handoff rollout, and Dagey just has a one-on-one matchup on the outside. Marlowe goes and gets it, and frankly, I think if he just cuts this all the way back across the field, just keep going, you probably walk into the end zone. Instead, he cuts back. And now they have to continue to fight, and well, it doesn't matter. There's a touchdown. I can't even let you get in, partner. My bad. Too quick.
Scotty Miller, touchdown off the throw from Jarrett Dagey. Second time for 6 they've hooked up today. One of the top pass catch duos in college football. Look at Dagey rip this shot here.
That's a beautiful throw and catch. We should just let Greg Sujak make the call. Touchdown. That's how things are going. This game is This game is fun, Michael. Back and forth, away we go. Big play after big play. We had some good defensive stops. We've had great runs, explosive runs, and now a couple of explosive catches. And Bowling Green responds.
They need him adding the PAT, but Dustin, did we tell everybody in the open? All right, we know defensively struggle, but do not sleep on this Bowling Green offense. They can go get it and put points up.
Yeah, they can. You know, coming into this game, this is an offense that, you know, they've had some stiff challenges to start the season. They were at Oregon. They hosted Maryland, a Maryland team that's done a pretty good job. There's a look at Scotty Miller's numbers. 5 catches, 129 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. In fact, that'll be, his 6th touchdown on the season?
Yeah.
For Scotty Miller, who has, again, 8 career 100-yard games coming in. Well, he's over that now, so that make it 9.
And you know, we asked Andy Padron and Kevin Kilmer, the co-OCs, and Mike Jinks, too, when their big receiver, Derek Pudavong, went down with a torn meniscus, and unfortunately, he's done for the year. Did they notice that coverage was starting to really be swung? Doubles, different looks toward Miller, and they said, oh, yeah, we noticed that immediately. Much more attention being paid. Doesn't matter. Miller and Dagey figured it out.
Well, what has happened, it's a great point by you, because when Pudavong went out, they started looking at, well, who are they going to go to? Well, Dagey said, I got to find somebody else to throw to on the outside, and it's become R.B. Marlowe the last 3 weeks. It was Quentin Morris, the big sophomore, 6'4" sophomore out of Texas. And then guys like Wayne Prather have come along. Noah Massey's been involved a little bit, the true freshman. But now that those guys have become legitimate threats, you can't put as much attention on Scott Miller. And what you're seeing today is Scotty Miller taking advantage of a secondary, oh, by the way, that's without their best player, A.J. Thomas.
Yeah, this is a return opportunity from the 8, and this is Levante Bellamy. Got knocked down at the 25-yard line. So, first couple of ticks in this fourth quarter. Well, what a day Jarret Doege is having. You're talking about over 400 yards of total O now. And Doege, but listen again, Mike Jinks very, very confident in his quarterback who grew up in Lubbock, Texas, in that Texas Tech air raid system. His brother, Seth, who's on his staff, by the way.
Was a quarterback.
Tremendous quarterback at Tech, right.
Yeah.
So he's well schooled in that, and Mike Jinks got him up here to quarterback Bowling Green. And this is Levante Bellamy. Bellamy's still alive. Powerful run. Bellamy with 18 yards and a first down for Western Michigan.
Well, I don't want to jinx it here, Michael, but the last time I called a Western Michigan game, it was the highest scoring game in college football history.
I remember.
Back in October.
How many overtimes?
7.
Wow.
At Buffalo.
Wassing going to load it up for Eskridge. It was broken up beautifully by Clint Stevens. What a defensive performance on the corner. Clint Stevens, fifth-year senior out of West Palm Beach, Florida, has had today.
Really, this ball is underthrown.
Player on the defense.
Stevens does a good job playing from a defeated position, running up to try and catch up with Eskridge, and goes up and he bangs something as he comes down. Still down on the turf. You hope he's okay, but Stevens has had himself a nice day. I had the interception already, and there again another big play, pass defense. And you know, Stevens
will also be a media timeout.
All right, while Stevens is being looked at, you heard Grade Sujak tell us we're going to get a timeout so he can be attended to. 35-28, Bowling Green with the lead early fourth at Doyd Perry. Back at Doyd Perry Stadium, homecoming Saturday on ESPN+. Great to have you in touch. Michael Regai, my partner Dustin Fox, our producer, the birthday man, Jeff Bentley, our director, John Nakauchi, all of our terrific crew, production team. Hats off to you guys and gals. Tremendous job today. 35-28, Bowling Green up by 7, early fourth. And back for John Wassink in this Western Michigan offense, and that's Levante Bellamy. He's got the edge again on that outside zone read stretch play. You know, Dustin, we repeated it, but I mean, this is a staple of what they do with Bellamy while Bogan runs the inside zone read for 2 touchdowns today.
It's thunder and lightning. One guy is a little bit more powerful inside with those inside zones, and you know, Bellamy loves to use that speed on the outside.
Now Wassink picking up the pace a little bit. This is Bellamy. Give him 3 as he battles his way near the 40-yard line. All right, what are you looking for specifically? Let's start with Western Michigan's offense. What are you looking for from them in this fourth quarter? Now, touchdowns on 4 of their last 5 possessions.
Don't turn the ball over. I think they're going to score. Frankly, I think this game comes down to who has the football last and who makes a mistake. Someone's going to make a mistake, a costly error. It's going to be a turnover that will cost their team the football game. And I think Western Michigan can just take care of the ball. Yeah, they'll go down and tie this game up.
They're down by 7, yeah. I mean, listen, offensively, they're one of the best in the FBS. Wassink going to load it up. The home run ball to Eskridge, and it was broken up by Marcus Milton. So Milton's made a play, and moments ago, Clint Stevens made a play.
Milton, who had the interception earlier, one of their better cover corners, is playing from a defeated position again. I think they could have called some contact there. I like that they didn't. Rather let these guys play down the field. We've had a lot of calls today. I'm surprised that was not called.
Battle cry, the mantra.
Let him play.
Just a couple of,
the battle cry
announcers like us.
Let
him play.
Let him play, baby.
3rd down and 6. Line to make the 34 for Wassink. He's going to step up. He's in trouble. He got out of a tackle and's got the first down. Well, John Wassink was being chased by Josh Crolin, 275-pound sophomore, big fella number 97, and couldn't catch him. And Wassink, that's a tough first down run on 3rd and 8.
He took a big hit against Eastern Michigan last week in the second half, too, and this is another one right here. And I guarantee you that Tim Lester on the sideline is not too happy that his quarterback was susceptible to a big shot. Remember, he broke his collarbone last year against Eastern Michigan and missed a bunch of games down the stretch.
Colby Coleman on that's a big hit. Back to the ground game for Levante Bellamy. Got through a small crease. And Bellamy, when you get 6 and 7 on first down, Dustin, that's really opening up your playbook for you and staying ahead of the sticks.
It's all about being on schedule, right?
Yeah.
Stay ahead of it. Bellamy, who averages 6.7 yards per carry, right there. It's nearly his average on first down. Actually, right on.
Yep. That's what he's averaged on the year. 6.5 per total to the football. Levante Bellamy. Play action, Wasik. Blitz coming from Harris. Loading up end zone. Ricci had it knocked away. What a fabulous play by Montre Gregory.
For all the kids at home right now watching and wondering, we talk about finishing a play. Montre Gregory never gives up on this. Is a surefire touchdown. Are you kidding me? Gregory comes up and says, no way. I'm going to stick my shoulder pads and my little chicken wing in here and knock that football loose. Does a really good job separating the football from Ricci, and that was 6.
Ruling on the field was an incomplete pass. Previous play is under review.
Now they'll take a look, and this is a big call, by the way, because if they say this, Michael, if they say this was caught and fumbled, it would be a touchback.
Yeah. Well, I think they would. To me, it's got to be an incomplete pass.
That's what I think too.
Gregory timed that up perfectly. He knocked that ball loose. Although, as we know, if a ball breaks the plane in possession, receiver running back, it can be ruled a touchdown.
It's close, Michael.
It's real close.
Like, I think that's real time. Watch our crew does a great job showing it to us, in real time. Watch. Oof.
No, that's a tough call. Whichever way they go. But again, do you have enough? The ruling on the field was broken up pass, incomplete, correct?
Correct.
Do you have enough, video-wise, visually, to call that a touchdown catch? I say no. I say no.
This is it, man. This could be the game.
Well, I say no. I will again repeat what I just said, though. If I'm going to say that 1 foot down, 2 foot down, and the ball is broken to plane in his possession.
Yeah, you know what? And that's a good point by you. I was sort of looking at it more from not the ball breaking the plane.
Yep.
It technically would be not a fumble in the end zone. It'd be a touchdown. Have to be, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, to me, it can't be a fumble. It's either got to be a completed pass or an incomplete pass off a breakup.
I thought that he hit him right before the goal line, and you're right. It would not be a touchback. No. Because he was in the end zone. It would either be a touchdown or an incomplete pass.
It's got to be one of the two.
Excuse me.
Yeah, nothing else can apply.
Thank you for staying on top of me, partner.
You're okay, man. That's what we're here for together. Greg Sujak, the man that everybody's waiting to hear from, folks.
After review, the ruling of an incomplete pass stands.
Could not have enough evidence to overturn.
Not enough visual evidence. Not enough visual evidence to overturn that. And you know what, Dustin, man, I'm not trying to, we're impartial up here. Programs, and you see how we know what these coaches go through and what they put into preparation-wise to win football games. But to me, that's just such a great play by Montre Gregory. Such a great play. Don't see enough of them around college football any longer. All right, 3rd and 5 now for Wasik. Gonna gun that quick hitch. That's hauled in by Jaden Reed, and he spun out of bounds, but not before. He's got a Western Michigan first down, the true freshman out of Aurora, Illinois.
Jerry McBride comes in here, and if he can make a sure tackle, and this is tough duty. Jaden Reed in the open field, are you kidding me? I wouldn't want to be in that position against the super true freshman.
Moving the sticks as they close in on the red zone, trailing by a touchdown. Wasik going to take a shot in the seam.
That's got to be.
There's your flag, and that's going to be a pass interference as they try to leak.
Eskridge.
Eskridge into the seam, and now Bowling Green's Clint Stevens. Good to see him back on the football field after he's shaken up, but he's going to get hit with a PI.
And I don't even know if this ball was catchable, but it was such a turn of the
Pass
body.
interference, defense, number 2. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. 1st and goal.
It's a wheel route, wheel and go. And I mean, Stevens comes across and the football was well overthrown.
Well, the pass interference is going to put the football, let's see, that's 15 yards, or about half the distance from the goal, to the goal from where it was snapped. It's going to be placed at the 7-yard line. 7-yard line, 1st and goal from the 7 for Western Michigan. They need a touchdown and the extra point to tie it up. A world of time left.
Tons of time.
10:59. 2-3 more possessions for each football team. Who knows? Ground game. But again, that Jamari Bogan, untouched. His 3rd touchdown of the day. That inside zone read with Bogan is absolutely lethal, and it looks like unstoppable for Western Michigan.
Wow.
Has he been touched on any 3 of these touchdown runs on the inside zone?
No, I don't think so. Not until he's standing on top of some orange in the end zone. It's incredible.
Well, Jamari Bogan with his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. So on to tie it up with the extra point successfully. Gavin Petty. Well, look at Bogan. Touched? You tell me where he's touched.
You like offense?
Love it.
70 points.
70 points.
Media
Will have to be
timeout.
more than that because how long it takes. Somebody's got to put something more on the board to decide a winner today. We're tied at 35 apiece. Don't go anywhere. 3rd touchdown run of the afternoon, and now the 34th of his career, highly decorated running back career at Western Michigan. Jamari Bogan, young man out of Union High School, Union, New Jersey. Rico Fry back in the deep spot. One of them anyway, along with Ravion Hargrove for Bowling Green. Michael Regai, Dustin Fox, glad you're a part of it. World of time left. Just a couple of ticks shy of 11 minutes. Hargrove is going to let it bounce out of bounds. Probably not what Tim Lester and Western Michigan wanted, as Bowling Green is going to start at the 35-yard line. Let's look at Jarrett Davies' day, Dustin Fox.
Yeah, he's been impressive. This is a very good throw on the outside to Scotty Miller. He finds his big fellow, Quentin Morris, on the inside. Scotty Miller again. And then this throw and catch from R.B. Marlowe. Bounces back inside, sets up the easy touchdown throw to Scotty Miller, working against a safety on a quick slant. And we've got ourselves a ball game, all tied up, 35 apiece. And if you've got plans tonight, you may want to push those back. Sorry, partner.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, this is fun, man. We'll stay here as long as we have to. They got lights here.
They do.
Daigie's going to unload that fade along the Bowling Green sideline for Scott Miller, and this time it was broken up. Defensively, making that pass breakup was Jawan Dowles of Western Michigan.
Do you think that, as we look at the contact down the field, do you think at one point one of these teams will try to establish a long drive and run the ball and eat some clock up? Because we've just seen so many quick, explosive plays that don't take up a lot of time. And because I get the sense like who has the ball last, probably wins the game.
It's not really Bowling Green's nature.
I know.
A little bit more with Bellamy and Bogan, as that tunnel screen got blown up as it was caught and put it in the hands of Bryson Denley, who made that catch. Now they split Denley out, and it was broken up, of course, by Drake Spears.
Quentin Morris got to get a block.
Yeah,
on the outside to help his guy Denley create some separation. Now a huge 3rd down for the offense of the Bowling Green Falcons.
3rd down and 9 with a ticking clock toward the 10-minute mark. Dagey coming middle, had that broken up and almost picked off. His throw was a little bit behind Scott Miller, who was running that crossing route, as it was Justin Tranquil. Tranquil, who wears that number 2, broke that up. Bowling Green's got to punt it.
So Tranquil comes across. Watch him. He bats the ball down. It's nearly intercepted then by Najee Clayton at the end of the play. You see a fired up Justin Tranquil, the leader of this defense. He's back this season. He tore his ACL in week 2 last year, missed the entire season. It was the 2nd time he's torn that same knee up, and boy, they're so happy to have him back because he's one of the best cover guys in the secondary as well.
Booming that punt out of there as Jaden Reed had to duck that, or he's on a low bridge. That football almost came back and clipped kick returner Jaden Reed. A 49-yard boot to get Bowling Green out of trouble. It is 35-35 tied. Tim Lester is going to put his offense back on the football field. And again, this offense of Western Michigan, high-powered. 4 of their 6 football games, as we've told you earlier, they've gone over 500 yards of total offense this year. They lead the MAC in total yards per game at 472, pass yards a game at 276. They're 3rd in the rush game at 196, and it is back to the ground game. Levante Bellamy struggles to get a couple as Bowling Green kept him boxed in there. Montre Gregory up on the hit.
Well, this could be the drive where Western Michigan does eat some clock.
Yeah.
You know, their ground game is...
Well, you brought that up, and I like the thought, because I think... if you're Tim Lester, wouldn't you love to go on about a 6.5-minute, 13-play drive here that winds up in the end zone to give you the first lead of the night?
Yeah, I would love to. You're right. 6.5 minutes. You give the football back to Bowling Green with what, about 3 minutes or so, and then all of a sudden, all you need is one stop, you win the game.
Yeah. Dagey going to use the legs. He got flushed, trying to get to the sticks, and he'll get there. That's a first down. John Wasik on that carry. Dagey, Wasik, they've both been terrific today. Colby Coleman read him out of bounds.
And Wasik has picked up a couple of first downs here in the second half with his legs. It's a big one right there. And again, take your time if you're Tim Lester.
And now that clock's starting to churn a little bit. John Wasik came into today. There it is, just mentioned it. Right on course, right on schedule. Top 30 in the FBS, back to the ground game, and that's Levante Bellamy.
Gets a 6 every time.
Yeah, easy.
Every time.
7 there on that first down call after Wasik picked up the first down. John Wasik came into today, by the way, Dustin, 10th in the FBS in pass yards per game. We told you, he came excellent ratio, 14 TDs, 4 picks. Did get picked twice in the first half. Did throw the touchdown pass here in the second half, and more Levante Bellamy. Well, we talked about it. We set it up. That's a first down. Western Michigan moving the sticks. Dustin, we talked. Do you get the sense that maybe in that last Bowling Green offensive possession, Lester went over to John Kenoy and Luke Jariga, Mike Caliendo, and the offensive line had said, we'll go run the football this possession, shorten the game, and take the lead?
I get the sense that may have happened because they are pushing the line of scrimmage now with a purpose.
Now Wasik's going to load it up for Eskridge. He had it on his hands but couldn't call it in. Well, Clint Stevens has had some battles with the Western Michigan wideouts today.
And the turf, too. He's went down a couple of times and been a little bit slow getting up, but he's really done a great job here on the outside. I think that Eskridge has a chance at this one as he goes up to catch it at its highest point. Look, right there. And I think that's just a drop. I don't even know if Stevens got his hands on it. He's in pretty good position, but I think that Eskridge just drops that one.
You're right. I thought Eskridge was going to come down with that football. I mean, he had the position he wanted, got his hands on it. Back to the ground game. That's Jamari Bogan. And he's very close, depending on the spot, maybe about a yard away for the first down.
How about John Kenoy, the center? who gets out and pulls in space to be the lead blocker
How
down
good
the
is that?
field. It's sweet. You got to love that. As he's the lead blocker for Bogan, who typically runs inside between the tackles. They're a rare outside run for Jamari Bogan.
Folks, you're looking at one of the very best right there. That big number 52 out of Kentwood, Michigan. That's near Grand Rapids on the west side of the state of Michigan. John Kenoy, a decorated, highly decorated, two-time All-MAC performer. They run behind him again, and they've got a first down with Jamari Bogan. When did this drive start? At about 10 and a half? And we mentioned they'd love a 6-minute drive, 9:51. So the drive right now is closing in on 3 minutes. And it has been done almost exclusively, Dustin Fox, on the ground.
Yeah, the current drive has been 6 plays, 31 yards, you're right. And it's eaten up, about 3.5 minutes already of game clock.
Yeah, that's why we mentioned you get the sense that, again, they can quick strike and quick play it, but they feel they've got the more physical football team, the more powerful run game. They started where this drive at
drive started 9:51.
Yeah, but on the yard line, it was at the what yard line?
Western Michigan 16.
16. There you go. So, 34 yards right now, as you pointed out, almost 3 minutes, and there's the run game. Look at it. 244 today. They came in top 50 in the FBS at just a shade under 200 yards on the ground per game. Is this imposing an offensive football team's will?
Well, it's not that big of a surprise because the Bowling Green defense, they're giving up 330 on the ground per game. Now, granted, they played against the Georgia Tech team that ran for about 500 with that triple option attack, and they played, Oregon and Maryland as well, so those numbers could be inflated, but you did expect, I expected Western Michigan to be able to have some success on the ground. They certainly have here, especially in the second half.
Wasik will gun that quick shot on the hitch. Eskridge trying to pull away from a tackle. Well, we got a late flag from the field judge. Is that a face mask, possibly? I don't know what else it could be.
They're going to say holding on, maybe it's Bogan on the outside.
Bogan got out there trying to spring Eskridge with a block and held?
Well, that's what they're pointing at. It's
holding number 7, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Oh, Eskridge, excuse me.
Eskridge caught the pass. It was a quick hitch.
Well, huh?
Where was there contact from Eskridge on anybody before he caught that pass?
No, excuse me. It was Jaden Reed.
Oh, Jaden Reed, that's right. Okay, so there's Eskridge with the hold.
There's the hold.
All right. The shot was to Reed.
We need better vision. I was like, who had the pass?
Reed on the catch.
There it is.
Eskridge got called for the hold. 4 wide receivers, and it's 1st and 17 now.
It's still running here.
Yeah, well, sure. Off schedule a little bit now for the first time in this drive. Wasik, seam shot. It is hauled in beautifully by Jaden Reed. Reed beat Marcus Milton and Jerry McBride. How about the ball placement of John Wasik?
I'm surprised he threw it because he's got double coverage here. And somehow Reed just splits it right down the middle between Marcus Milton and number 7, Jerry McBride. And that ball could not have been thrown any better to Jaden Reed down the seam.
John Wasik showing you why that his game continues to evolve. And look at Jamari Bogan. Pound his way inside the 10 on that first down run. Got him close to another first down.
Let's watch the left side of the offensive line here between Jalen Moore, Mike Caliendo, and John Kenoy. Watch all 3 of these guys. You're going to see 3 Bowling Green defenders on the ground. There's 1, 2. There's 3 pancake blocks as Bogan is able to run behind those guys to pick up 8 yards. Terrific job for the Western Michigan offensive line.
Well, there they are. As our director, John Nakauchi, and all the terrific camera operators show you inside that pit. A lot of ground game here. Well, Jamari Bogan continues to power and battle his way inside the 5, and you just see that flag come flying. It's thrown at the back of Western Michigan's O-line. I won't speculate any further.
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Number 35, defense. Pass the distance from the end of the run. First and goal.
Well, there you hear it. As Bowling Green got caught there, DeMonte Hagler with hands to the face. Right there.
Yeah, it's an easy
Caliendo. This is the 10th play of the drive, Dustin. It is now approaching 5 minutes on the drive.
Let's see if they can get their hands on Bogan before he walks in the end zone.
Gonna go over the top when airborne. He's in the end zone. Touchdown number 4 on the day. Jamari Bogan for Western Michigan's first lead of the afternoon, some 55 minutes into this football game. 5 touchdowns in 6 second-half drives for Tim Lester and his Western Michigan offense. They average 35 points a game, one of the most potent, as we've told you all year long. The PAT is handled by Gavin Petty, and just like that, for the first time today, Western Michigan has their first lead of the afternoon, 42-35. Jarrett Daigie's turn to answer after Jamari Bogan's 4th touchdown run of the day for the Western Michigan Broncos.
You got to get a mindset for a 2-minute drill to go down and score. Or 2.
You're right inside the offensive huddle after coming on the football field. Well, Jamari Bogan has had a big day, but that's what he does. So is Levante Bellamy. Bogan, 15 totes, 75 yards, but the big thing, 4 touchdown runs for Western Michigan.
It's an Al Bundy type of day. Polk High School. 4 touchdowns.
Now there's a reference for you.
There you go.
You ever document that Al really got in the end zone 4 times for good old Polk High?
He was in the hallway and he drew the line on the ground. Who was that Hightower he was going up against?
It might have been. Yeah, good call. See what Bowling Green gets in us kickoff return. That's Ravion Hargrove. Look at that flag fly late, which usually on a kickoff return is going to denote a block in the back or a hold. We'll see.
I love that shot. Nobody ever takes it.
Holding during the return. Number 44, return team. Half the distance from the spot of the foul. After reinforcement, first and 10.
So the hold came on Bowling Green, as you see. So Tim Lester, now he and his defensive coordinator, Tim Doust, looking to probably saying one time, give us one stop. Now, on the other side, Jarrett Daigie, the Texas Tech bred young man from Lubbock, Texas. Certainly very, very capable. Outstanding in throwing the football today. He's going to load it up on the Scott Miller fade on first down. What a throw, what a grab. Miller, how about that on play number 1 after falling behind?
Well, they needed it because they were backed up because of the penalty. And again, this is just Daigie finding his top target.
For an injured defensive player.
Man, how does he find his way down the sideline without stepping out of bounds? Really good coverage there, too, from Claiborne. Stephon Claiborne, number 21.
Jarrett Daigie today has now gone 18 to 29. Miller's caught 6 of them for $169 and the 2 touchdowns. And Jarrett Daigie, in gunslinger fashion, Dustin Fox, seems to be saying, yeah, Western Michigan, I know you know I'm going to Miller. Stop us.
And they've had a hard time.
They've had a real hard time.
6 times, that's 6 for 169 at 2 touchdowns. You know what's funny? He had a career day against Oregon, 166 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Right.
So that is
now his new career day right here against Western Michigan.
How about that? 2 of them established this year. All right. Clock is moving as we approach 4:40. Bowling Green trails by a touchdown. Daigie will step up. Look at that wild ad-lib flip. It's going to get him back to the line of scrimmage as he flipped that football to Bryson Denley.
And Drake Spears is going to get a little something here at the end of this play. Watch number 7 deliver the boom on number 20 coming in here. That's Drake Spears. Bam! Okay, it's homecoming. I know we're 1-5. We're going to fight till the end. I like that.
Daigie and Denley trying to make something out of nothing on the ad-lib. Loading up for Miller again. Scott Miller will lay out and make a fabulous catch. What a fabulous day. Jared Daigie and Scott Miller are putting together for Bowling Green.
And this guy's special. he continued. You know he's going to get the ball. And Western Michigan just can't stop it. There's 2 defenders there. That's Jawan Dowles and then the safety, Justin Tranquil. Both coming late over top for Scotty Miller.
Daigie end zone for Miller. He was bracketed and double covered. That Daigie threw into double coverage.
Look how tired Scott Miller is.
Sure.
He puts the hands on the hips. He says, okay, can I get a blow here on one play, Daigie? You got to throw to me every single time? Let's go back and look at this catch. Laying out full extension.
7 catches, 199 yards, as my partner just said, bettering his opening day career high established against Oregon.
Just keep tacking them on.
7 for 199.
He'll get 200 here.
Daigie, middle screen. Excellent defensive play as Raekwon Hargrove was knifed down. And coming in to make that hit was Jawan Dowles. If Dowles doesn't knife in and put Hargrove on the ground, he might be in the house.
It was a tough spot because what they had happening there was right guard John Kurtz was out in space. And so Kurtz has got to get a block. He's trying to get a block on a cornerback. And he's just unable to get Dowles. Dowles comes up and makes the stop.
Illegal shift. 2 men moving and not resetting. Offense. Penalties declined. 3rd down.
All right, that illegal shift has been declined. So here's what you have. 3rd and 10. Bowling Green at the Western Michigan 22. The line to make is at the 12-yard line. Obviously, if they don't pick it up here, you know they're going on 4th down.
Sure, guaranteed?
I think so.
3 timeouts?
Yeah, I think so. Moot point or not? No, going to come up short as Miller made that grab and got rocked about 3 yards shy of the 1st down. So we're going to find out.
Yeah,
I think there's a chance you take a timeout and take the field goal here?
No.
I don't.
No, I'm going for it now. I was concerned when they were at the field. Since they picked up 8 yards there, I definitely go for it here. Probably would have went for it either way, considering you're down a score with 3 minutes to go. Just like to consider all options and possibilities.
All possibilities.
You have all your timeouts, so you have some flexibility if you get a stop.
You're like a coach.
Now you're definitely going for it because you're using a timeout on offense.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Bowling Green. They're first. It will run 30 seconds.
This is a just tremendously gutsy drive from that man, Mike Jinks' quarterback, Jared Daigie, and most specifically Scott Miller.
I would have rather kept that timeout in my pocket if I'm Bowling Green, though, Michael. You know what I'm saying?
That's their first they've taken.
Sure, but I mean, you're.
Well,
if you don't get it, you want to have 3.
You're thinking ahead to if you fail to tie the score.
Yeah.
You want timeouts because you know
you need to get the ball back.
Stop the clock with Western Michigan's possession. I get you. But I think more importantly, to me, that's almost like negative. You got to think about, we're going to tie this football game up, right? We're going to go tie it up. We're going to get in the end zone and tie it up.
Well, I think they put more value on this play, this one play. Here's Scott Miller, over 200 yards receiving today. And as we have the biggest play of the game for the Bowling Green Falcon offense, I would say, where is number 21?
We take a look at the fourth down situations and results.
Where is Scott Miller? There he is, top of your screen, in the slot. The most valuable receiver, the biggest target that Jarrett Doege's going to look for, I think, right here on this third down is number 21.
Does it come down to this? 4th and 3. Doege in trouble, got to put it up for grabs, and he got intercepted. That's not what Bowling Green wanted, as Doege was picked off by Anton Curtis on 4th and 3.
The problem is here, Michael, is Doege's a right-handed quarterback, and so you're going to run this kind of naked bootleg off to the backside where it takes a while to set your feet, and so he's got the pressure coming off, so he can't get the football thrown. Just hate that call, considering you got to be able to set your feet and throw. I'm always rolling to the right with my right-handed quarterbacks. There's the ISO of Scotty Miller, and there's who he wanted to get to, and he would have had him. So they called the timeout. They draw up a little bit of a trick play.
Well, sure.
Well, maybe not a trick play, but I mean, it was a play that not traditional.
You're right.
Right?
Nowhere near traditional. As now, this heavy dose of this tremendously powerful Western Michigan ground game. As Levante Bellamy got the first down call, Mike Jinks
Bowling Green
stopped
is
the
taking
clock.
timeout number 2. It will run 30 seconds. Please set the game clock to 2:32.
So you hear the game clock now going to be pushed back to 2:32. By the way, that pick for Antoine Curtis, his very first career INT, and it couldn't come at a better time. Dustin, no, I'm with you. I would have liked. Doege has thrown the ball so well from the pocket today. Most of his throws have been, he stayed inside those tackle inside the pocket and delivered. And so what? They've influenced with the fake of the toss sweep and roll them left, the throw back middle.
It's just a tough throw in the quarterback. Like, why make the throw any harder on your guy, right? I mean, he's got a right-handed quarterback rolling him left. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be able to set your feet, especially in the most crucial time of the game. And the defensive end did a really good job staying home too. So, yeah, it's a tough call.
Out of the zone read. One more first down. I'm going to tell you what, and there it is. Powering his way again was Levante Bellamy. Bellamy making the signal. Now, Bowling Green can only stop it one more time, and we've got a running clock here. And now with that first down, this becomes they can snap it 3 more times. Bowling Green can only stop it 1 more time before Western's got to make any kind of decision.
Which is why I thought that timeout was huge. Taking that timeout is going to cost you a minute.
And as you can well imagine, John Wasink will watch this play clock just churn down. He won't snap it until it's at 2, maybe 1. And that's a veteran quarterback. Play clock 3, 2, 1, snap it. Exactly how you're supposed to do it. Bellamy got 1. Final timeout of the football game from Mike Jinks in Bowling Green. Now remember again, 2 more snaps minimum for Western Michigan.
Which
and that's 80 seconds.
At best case, they're going to get the ball back with less than 30.
That's correct. That's right.
Which again is why that timeout was so crucial.
Yeah, well again, and again you're expecting Wasink to do exactly what he just did on this snap. Take it right down to when it's hitting zeros before he snaps it. And that with a 40-second play clock, that'll take 80 seconds. So, yeah, Bowling Green. Well, they were on the move too, and they hit a couple of chunk plays. They ran that drive beautifully, but it came up a little bit short on 4th down. So this is 2nd down and 10. 1:47 left. Levante Bellamy in that pistol behind that man, the quarterback John Wasink, who really played from behind all day long. Remember we said 55 minutes before they took the lead. Levante Bellamy got tracked down from the backside. But now Bowling Green can not stop the clock. They've just got to watch it churn. This is 3rd down, 3rd and 8.
Michael, at best, they'll be able to get the ball back with about 20 seconds or less.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Play clock's at 22.
I hear
Game
ya.
clock's at, it's almost
You're
in
right.
sync. It's going to be a minute when they snap it. They're going to run 5 to 7 seconds off on the run, stay in bounds for Western Michigan.
Yeah, and then 40 more.
Yeah, well, in fact, I'd just take a timeout at 1 second from Western Michigan.
All right, 3rd and 8. And Bellamy will get the football. Bellamy running that counter. It's going to come up about 3 yards shy. 50 seconds left right now. Play clock. There's a 12-second separation between game clock and play clock. They'll let it run all the way to zeros, take the delay of game, and take the timeout. And then kick the football. And if you're Western Michigan, then you'd say, as long as there's no complete disaster, they'll say they've got their 5th win in a row.
Well, that timeout would be handy right now, wouldn't it?
Sure.
You'd have had a minute.
Play clock at 5. You said 12-second differential. Western Michigan lets it expire with 12 seconds left.
First timeout.
Well, they took a
Run
timeout.
30 seconds.
They took a timeout with 1 second left on the play clock, Dustin. So 13 seconds left in the game. They're going to punt the football with 13 seconds left. Well, this is an entertaining football game today, was it not?
Yes, it was, Michael. It's been a lot of fun. If you're for Western, I'm kicking this ball out of bounds. I don't know that I'd want Bowling Green to have a chance to even return it. And if you're Bowling Green, who you put back deep? You've got to have your best playmaker back there.
Well, they've been going with Marcus Milton.
Scotty Miller's going back.
Scott Miller's going back there.
There he is. No surprise there.
No, not at all. Hoping he gets a shot, but I agree with you on this. I don't know if I'm kicking on, but if you're Western Michigan, you want to try to angle a punt directionally to about pin Miller on the sideline if he's going to try to return it, right?
Yep. And listen, Bowling Green's going to have the block on here. They're going to rush everybody.
They're bringing 10.
Now they're going to hold him up.
No problem at all. This driving kick. Miller's not going to fair catch it from the 33. Scott Miller.
Well, you know what that did, though? It gave him a chance because
one shot to the end zone.
Absolutely, and with a penalty, potentially, you could have 2 plays here. So that was a great return from Miller because at least now you've got a chance. So really,
17-yard return.
That was great.
I would think it gets Jarrett Dagey and his strong right arm. Dustin, you know, I got to believe from about 55 yards in that vicinity, he can get the football in the end zone, don't you?
I believe so.
Now let's take a look at who Western Michigan's sending back there. They're going to put 3 defenders in the goal line and in the end zone. 2 more defenders at the 15-yard line.
As you look across the back of the end zone, there's Claiborne, the former safety who's now playing corner. You've got 4 guys, and the way that they design this play is you'll have one guy running the pile, you'll have an outside guy, you'll have a guy that's actually going to box out too.
Yeah.
And so
like a basketball rebound.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's exactly like a basketball rebound.
Western has taken timeout number 2. It will run 30 seconds.
Hey, listen, that's smart football, right? You got to look
Yep.
at Bowling Green's formation and how they're deploying wideouts.
Absolutely. And these are the types of plays, Michael, that you work on those Friday walkthroughs.
Yes.
You know, when you're out there, you work on goal line and special teams, and you run your offense out there, and you have your defense run out there too, and you run the Hail Mary situations. You rarely see it in games, but you do practice it, you talk about it, and those 4 guys in the back of Western Michigan who are in the end zone, they all have responsibilities.
Okay. 42-35. Western Michigan by 7. Didn't take the lead until there were 5 minutes left in the football game. Here's a great look from our crew from behind Jarrett Dagey. Now the conventional shot. 2 seconds left. Dagey gonna unload deep. It's picked off, and that's going to do it. You can book the 5th win in a row. A strong come-from-behind road win for the Western Michigan Broncos as Anton Curtis has made 2 interceptions here in the 4th quarter. Tim Lester, Mike Jinks will greet one another. Hey, tip of the cap to Bowling Green. They made Western Michigan play from behind for 55 minutes today, partner.
He did, man. That last play still kills me a little bit. I think Dagey could have bought himself a little more time and put some more air underneath of it to allow his receivers to get to the end zone. But listen, nonetheless, a very entertaining football game as Bowling Green puts up a ton of points, 35. Just not enough, as Western Michigan has a strong second half comeback, their second one in 3 weeks.
Partner, great job by you. A lot of fun. We'll do it next week again in Mexican. That's going to do it. Western Michigan comes from behind. Beat Bowling Green 42-35 on Jamari Bogan's 4-touchdown performance and defense at the end. Now from my partner Dustin Fox, producer Jeff Bentley, director John Nakauchi. I'm Michael Regai, all the crew. Western Michigan, a road winner. Have a great weekend, everybody.